Please.
Mr. Samantray.
Sir, representation of it. Sir.
See your affidavit in Form 26, which has been marked as Exhibit E by 1, Exhibit F by 1, Exhibit G by 1, and Exhibit H by 1.
Original.
After the affidavit in Form 26.
Exhibit E by 1.
If region.
আমি ইধার
ঠিক আছে।
In your affidavit in Form 26 under column 9B, at its internal page 23.
B.
23.
23. Against the heading Contract with Appropriate Government and any public company or companies, against it item number F.
F. A, B, C, D, E, F.
Against the heading Details of contract entered into by private companies in which candidate and spouse have shares.
Sir.
You have mentioned that Messrs. Siddhartha Construction and Trading Private Limited have entered into contract with NTPC Limited.
Sir.
ଯାହାର କି purchase order number 5500019959
Sir, ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି ସେଗୁଡା just
ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି. Bid invitation number, date 13/3/2015, name of the work, buttressing of Lagoon 1, Stage 1, Ash Dyke Phase 1, contract value 52 crores, 16 lakhs, 87,870.
Sir, put your questions. Sir, he's just seeing it.
Something you have also mentioned 3% approximately
It's pending.
is pending execution. Hello?
Sir.
In your affidavit in Form 26 at its internal page 7, under column 7A, III, against heading Details of investment in bonds, debentures, shares and units in companies, mutual funds and others, and amounts you have mentioned that you have 7,179 numbers of equity shares of Messrs. Siddhartha Construction and Trading Private Limited, of which book value of share is 6,74,46,000 so and so, and your spouse has 5,264 numbers of equity shares of Siddhartha Construction and Trading Private Limited, of which book value is so much, 4,94 lakhs and all.
Sir.
NTPC Limited is an Indian central public sector undertaking.
Yes.
Under the ownership and administrative control of Ministry of Power, Government of India.
Sir.
Now see your nomination paper.
Exhibit E by 2.
Item number 7 of Part 3A of Form 2B, against heading whether the candidate has any subsisting contract with the government either in individual capacity or by trust or partnership in which the candidate has a share for supply of any goods to that government or for execution of works undertaken by that government. You have mentioned no, isn't it?
Yes.
I put it to you. তারপরে আছে against the heading if yes with which government and details of subsisting contracts. You have mentioned not applicable. I put it to you. Your above information against item number 7 of part 3A of form 2B is contrary to your information given under your affidavit affidavit in form 26 in column 9B and column 7A 3. What do you say?
Can I see the 7.3, 7B?
Yes, yes, দিটা যাক আপনার ভালো লাগে
nomination form 7 দেখলে no লেখিଛନ୍ତି not applicable লেଖିଛନ୍ତି সেকেন্ড হেডিং রে এবং পেজ 23 সেটা ଦେଖେଇ ଦଉଛି କୋଉଠି 23 ରେ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଆଉ ଥରେ ଦେଖେଇ ଦଉଛି ଏଠି 9B ରେ F ରେ ଆପଣ ଲେଖିଛନ୍ତି এই দুইটা পরচেজ অর্ডর ଅଛି এনটিপিসি লিমিটেড
ଅଛି ସିଦ୍ଧାର୍ଥ କନଷ୍ଟ୍ରକ୍ସନ
ଏବଂ 7 ନମ୍ବର ପେଜ ରେ ଆପଣ ଲେଖୁଛନ୍ତି କି ଆପଣଙ୍କର ସେୟାର ଅଛି ସିଦ୍ଧାର୍ଥ କନଷ୍ଟ୍ରକ୍ସନ ରେ
ଅଛି
as well as ଆପଣଙ୍କର ସ୍ପାଉସ ନାଁ
ଅଛି Milord, yes, I have shared my spouse too. Saranଙ୍କର question ହଉଛି ଆପଣ in view of the information which you have given in the affidavit at 9B that you have entered into contact. You means your
not me, my
right.
company.
So, see the
Not with my company.
in which you have a share.
Yes.
Siddharth Construction Trading
yes,
in
Milord.
which you have a share
Yes, Milord.
with NTPC.
Milord.
Then you whatever you have mentioned in item number 7 of that part 3A.
And 3% of the execution is pending.
That is for the company's detail. Because in no capacity.
ସାରଙ୍କର କହିବା କଥା ହଉଛି ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଇନଫରମେସନ ଟା ଆପଣ ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି 7 ରେ that is a wrong information.
No, I have not entered. Company.
No, ଆପଣ এই ଇନଫରମେସନ ଟା ସାର କହୁଛନ୍ତି in view of so and so it is a wrong information. ଆପଣ ତାର ଆନ୍ସର ଟା ଦେବେ ହଁ କି ନାହିଁ.
No, it's not a wrong answer.
Okay, it's not a fact that the information which I have given in paragraph item number in item number 7 of part 3A of my nomination paper in form 2B is incorrect and it is contrary to the information which I have supplied under the heading of
column 9B
under the heading of details of information or occupation bracket 9 specifically.
No, my lord, that is 9B, just below that.
Specifically in 9B. 9 ର ଗୋଟେ branch ରହିଛି ସବୁ.
9A, 9B.
See, we are dealing with 9B, but it is also it comes under the details of profession and occupation. ତା heading ରେ 9 ରେ ରହୁଛି 9B ରହୁଛି.
9B
Yes.
Contracts with
all right, I'm going specifically 9B, which 9B টা bracket ভিতরে রাখুন, which specifically deals with contracts with appropriate government and any public company or companies in which I have mentioned that Messrs. Siddharth, M/S, Siddharth Construction and Trading Private Limited have entered into contract with NTPC Limited, and I have given the contract value and further mentioned that the same is less than 3% approximate, which is pending for execution. Stop. You are a partner of this.
No, I'm not a partner, neither a director.
You have a Siddharth Construction sangre apanଙ୍କର role kon kuhuntu?
I have a share in that. Millage.
I have a share. कोटा कोटा
9B रो F देखले
9B
requirement मागितली details of contracts entered into by the
9B रो F, अच्छा.
in which candidate and spouse have share.
हाँ.
That is the requirement.
So you have a share in this particular.
Millage.
All right. I have a share in Messrs. You and your spouse also, right?
Millage.
Yes, I and my spouse, like them. I and my spouse both come out of them. Both have. Both have shares for them. Both have shares for them. 8 in so Siddharth so Private Limited.
Which is reflected in my lord 7A
Acha, which is reflected
in column.
Who column ta kuchandi?
Page 7 ku asantu column 7A III.
Ticket. Which is reflected, right? Which has been reflected in page number 7.
Item.
Page number 7 ta sir tole dei subidha hobe se tolu bahar kariya page number 7 under column number
7A III.
7
A III. 7
capital A de diyantu,
triple I small
kar diyantu, tada bracket kar. Sir, of my affidavit
in form
of my affidavit in form 26.
Word may be added. I am not a director of the company.
Not the director ko to koi na di.
I am not a director of the company.
I am not only a shareholder, Millage.
Share lekha hai ji to share na.
I'm not a director of the company.
Not a director.
Allah, stop. The witness volunteers. That volunteers that volunteers for them, comma de diyantu. I am not a director of Sejuta. Witness volunteers to bracket bidar of them. Purata, the witness volunteers. Pura, say it up, volunteers. No, volunteers kar diyantu, say bracket kar diyantu, say bas, ठीक है.
Mr. Samantray,
Sir.
I put it to you,
Sir,
that the information furnished by you under column 9B of your affidavit in form 26 is required under law to be furnished against item number 7 of part 3A of your nomination paper in form 2B. What do you say?
1 second, sir. Kota goes.
Sir, जो 9B रे जो information देले 9B रे जो information टा देले जे आपनकर contract टा अछि NTPC Limited सहित
More contract नाइ company रहछि.
तार heading टा होछि जोथरे आपनकर share थिबो heading ଟା
Contract
ହଉଛି
ସେ already କହିସାରିଲେଣି।
I'm not a signatory to anything in the company.
ସେ ଆପଣ ସାର୍ଙ୍କର ସେ ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ହଉଛି ସେୟା ଯେ ଆପଣ ଏଇଟା ଯୋଉ ଏଇଟା ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି ୟେସ୍ ଲେଖିବା କଥା ଆଉ ଆପ୍ଲିକେବୁଲ ଲେଖିବା କଥା ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଯୋଉ
No, no,
7 ରେ।
Not at all.
ଆଫିଡେଭିଟ ରେ ଯୋଉ ଆପଣ
ହଁ।
ଇନଫରମେସନ ଟା ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି
ହଁ।
ସେଟା ଫର୍ମ 2B ରେ ବି ଡିସକ୍ଲୋଜ କରିବା କଥା।
ହଁ
ସେଇଟା 7B ଟାକୁ ମିଲଟ୍ସ if I'm allowed to clarify
ହଁ ହଁ
ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ
7 type ଅଛି 7
ଯୋଉଟା ମୁଁ ଇଏ କରିଛି
ଫର୍ମ 2B
part
Form 2B.
3 part 3 ରେ is 7 ରେ ଲେଖିଛନ୍ତି।
Whether the candidate has any subsisting contracts is the candidate
ହୁଁ
with the government either in individual capacity or by a trust or partnership in which the candidate has a share for supply of any goods to the government or for execution of works.
ସେ ଯୋଉ
And-
ସେୟାର ୱାର୍ଡ ଟା ନାହିଁ କି ସେଠି
Share
କଲମ
There what actually, but there is no public limited or a private limited company in this.
ବୋଲେ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ସ ଏ ମ୍ୟାଟର ଅଫ ଆର୍ଗୁମେଣ୍ଟ। ଆପଣ
Millards, I
ସାର୍ଙ୍କର
just want
ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ହଉଛି ଯେ ଆପଣ ଯେହେତୁ ସେୟାର ଅଛି ଆପଣ ଏଟା ଯୋଉ ଏସ୍ ଟା
See, I don't have a share in a partnership firm or in any supply firm.
ସେଟା ତ ଅଛି ସାର୍ ଆମେ ଅଲରେଡି ଲେଖି ସାରିଲୁଣି ଯେ ଏଇଟା ମାନେ ଇଟ୍ସ ନଟ୍ ଏ ଫ୍ୟାକ୍ଟ। ଆଚ୍ଛା ଲେଖି ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ it is not a fact
ହଁ।
that by scoring inverted comma ଭିତରେ yes ଲେଖି ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ।
Scoring the word A
ହଁ scoring the word yes କରିଦିଅନ୍ତୁ। scoring the word yes in
and putting a tick mark
ହଁ
on
and
the word
ସେ ଦିଟା ଯାକ ଚଳିବ and putting the tick mark over no ନାଇଁ 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 putting the tick mark ହଁ tick କରନ୍ତୁ TICK କରନ୍ତୁ mark over the word no କରନ୍ତୁ inverted comma ଭିତରେ and further mentioning in the second line of item number 7 of part 3A of my nomination paper in form 2B, comma, sir, what is your suggestion? It is
ଫର୍ମ 2B ରେ ରହିବା କଥା।
comma, I have not.
Since you have not done so, you have given false information.
No, I have not.
I have given false information. All right, that is it. It is not a factor. I have given false information, and in view of what I have mentioned in page number 7
and page
and page number
number 23
23 relating to
in my affidavit in form
relating of my affidavit in form 26 no? In form 26 relating to Siddharth Messrs in which I have a share, comma, I should have reflected the same
against item number
in
7.
against item number 7. Okay. Against item number 7 of गला तो ऊपर रही जाओ against item against अच्छा against the aforesaid item number कर दें against the aforesaid item number 7. All right.
Under part 3
अच्छी पर ऊपर रही aforesaid माने सेही paragraph टा भीतरे सबू रही ची एटा आउ गोटे paragraph नहीं ये गोटे paragraph
start calling it again.
all right लिखी दियो
Not a fact that by scoring fact that against item number 7 से ऊपर कर देना item number 7 कर देना clear है।
अच्छा it is not a fact that by scoring the word yes
against that packet against the item number 7 of part 3 कर देना
एटा मुटा दीटा को मिसई देकी लिख देछि और सेटा item number 7 ने से स्कोरिंग टा आसुची आउ सेकंड लाइन टा सेही पई गोटे कर देली हला चलियो
further mentioning in
ठीक है
second line of
it's all right we understood yes next
not applicable ଟା ରହିଲା
କୋଉଟା?
second line ଟାରେ not applicable ଲେଖିଦେବେ ତ।
It is not a fact that by scoring the word yes and putting the tick mark over word no and further mentioning in the second line of item number 7
against the second line,
further mentioning against, all right, against the the second line of so and so of part 3 of my nomination, so comma I have given false, so that's a sentence, all right sir. Next question.
mentioning କରିଛନ୍ତି not applicable ସେଇଟା ରହିଲାନି
Hmm.
The tick mark there.
ନାଇଁ ଫାଷ୍ଟ ଟିକ୍ ମାର୍କ ଲେଖିଲେ ହଜୁର ଲିଖିଛନ୍ତି
Further mentioning in this
second
one,
line ଟା not applicable
further mentioning in the second item so and so in form to, acha form to be पर लिखंदु आज कर दियंतु inverted comma भीतर कर दियंतु not applicable sir, inverted comma end करंतु sir.
I put it to you that since the above contract of the company where you have got a share was 3% of the work was pending execution on the date of execution, the contract still subsists on the date of your filing of nomination.
Might be, I don't know. I won't be able to say that offhand.
ନାଇଁ ଆପଣ ଲେଖିଛନ୍ତି ନା
ମୁଁ କହୁଛି ନା, I'm not a company regular employee or director of the company to know, my lords, when the work is extended up to. There was a pandemic in between. So this question, my lords, I won't be able to know because I have to again go back to
ମୁଁ କହିପାରିବିନି ଯେ whether it was the contract in question was subsisting on the date of my filing of my.
I can't.
All right, I cannot say. All right, I cannot say whether the contract with NTPC Limited
contracts
with NTPC Limited, as I have reflected, as I have mentioned in 9B,
in column 9,
in column 9B, in column 9B of my affidavit in form 26 at page 23. I cannot say whether the contracts were subsisting as on the date of filing of my nomination paper.
I further put it to you that you were not qualified and otherwise disqualified under section 9A of the RP Act 1951 for membership of parliament and state legislature.
I was never disqualified.
Koda
9A.
9A of the RP Act. Okay. Nine A disqualification for dismissal for corruption and disloyalty. A person who is having held an office in the so and so under so and so and dismissed on corruption. Sir, acha 9A, right?
Again.
Disqualification for government contract.
Again.
A person shall be disqualified if इसे ये टा टिके देखांतु 9A टा 9A provision टा टिके देखांतु.
Chapter 3, my lord, आरंभ होची
ने मु देख सेल
section 7 ठारू disqualification for membership of parliament and
Mr.
state legislature.
You just let him go through it first.
Again, 9A टा देखिले
Because the question has been put on this item, so let him go through it.
Again, 9A देखो.
haven't been disqualified.
No, ଏମିତି ଗୋଟେ provision ଅଛି.
No, this provision doesn't.
This does not apply
does not apply to because these contracts are of the company. There's got nothing to do personally with me.
That means you mean to say that it does not apply to you.
Yes, my lords.
All right. I am aware that there is a provision under section 9 hyphen capital A.
9A
9 hyphen not hyphen the capital A of the Representation of People's Act. RP Act, 1951 କରନ୍ତୁ, which prescribes disqualification for a person who is having a subsisting contract entered into by him in course of his trade, TRADE, or business with the appropriate government for supply of goods, for the supply of goods, ठीक, goods करंतु goods TO2, or for execution of any works undertaken by the government.
by that government.
Any works undertaken by that government. By that government. By that government. It is not a fact that in view of my share in Messrs. Siddharth so and so, as I have mentioned in my affidavit, particularly in page number 7 and
Page number 23.
and in view of the subsisting contract, as mentioned in page number 23, I am disqualified to contest. I am disqualified to contest the election in 90 Baravati Patak Assembly constituency in the year 2019. Stop. I am. Sir, I should have been declared disqualified. ये language use कर दो ना कौन?
नहीं, ସେଥିରେ ଖାଲି ଆଉ ଗୋଟାଏ ରହିବ, disqualified contest, as well as disqualified to file nomination.
Sorry, I am disqualified to contest the. I am disqualified to file nomination paper. To file
the election and file.
आगे file ही जाओ sir. To file nomination paper and to contest. ठीक है. I'm disqualified. ठीक है.
The affidavit paper खाली in form 26 जोड़ी देने.
कोटा पहले in form in form 26. In form 26. Sir.
ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ସାରଙ୍କୁ ଦେଖାନ୍ତୁ paragraph 7A of his election petition at page 7.
7A. I would paragraph for the it will be separate. Election petition. Mr. Samantray,
Milord.
ये जो आपण जो नॉमिनेशन फॉर्म आपण फिल अप करिकिनी इलेक्शन कंटेस्ट कले
Milord.
से नॉमिनेशन पेपर आपण कोड पाइले
Nomination paper always collected from the returning officer.
एटा कोन नॉमिनेशन फॉर्म गुडा को सेठी सेल हुए ना कोन केमती
No, it is issued to candidates.
अच्छा जणु को केतेटा सेट नॉमिनेशन पेपर
Up to 4.
okay so it is available with the returning officer
Milord.
whosoever wants to contest it
Milord.
he has to do
He has to apply the status independent or recognized party, central or state, or is of any other permissible by the election
no
commission.
he mo question ta hochi manakara x want to contest the election
Milord.
okay let us say as a independent candidate
Milord.
ho ba konosi recognized political party ro siye तो ताकू नॉमिनेशन पेपर टा दरकार हबो ना नॉमिनेशन
Milord.
पेपर आपण कहले सेटा रिटर्निंग ऑफिसर को पाखरे अवेलेबल अछि
Milord.
तो ताकू कोन कोनसी गोटा प्रेस्क्राइब्ड फॉर्म देकिनी नॉमिनेशन पेपर से मागिबो ना सेटी काउंटर जेमती बिक्री होउची ना कोन केमती तार
Bikri to हुए ना, but you can apply and get a form.
So what is that application form? There is an application form in which you are required to fill it off and mention that I require 4
I require
sets
a
of
nomination paper, 4 sets.
okay so that is to be applied before the returning officer.
Before the returning officer, before the date of your nomination.
All right, a fourth question क्यों कर दिया the where the nomination paper which has been filled up by me and submitted are available and how a candidate can get the same question mark
Can get the same.
can get the same where the how a candidate
The candidate for it. How a
how a
candidate
candidate
তারপরে
can get this is the question where the nomination papers which has been filled up
have been পর্যন্ত
which have been filled up by me and submitted are available and how a candidate can get the same answer the
by you পর্যন্ত আপনার question
acha ha by ha
by you
sine upar ta me jagah re you kar diyan
ତା ଉପରେ টু কোট କରିଦିଅନ୍ତୁ question ଉପରେ টୁ କୋଟ
ha two quote kar diyan better hold kar diyan okay now the answer is that it is available with returning officer and there is a form there is an application form which is required to be filled up by the candidate and submitted before the returning officer
In the exact
Milord, before returning officer indicating therein how many sets of nomination papers he is required to file he is required to file ठीक अछि stop अच्छा एई जो आपण कहिले जे रिटर्निंग ऑफिसर को पाखरे फॉर्म नॉमिनेशन फॉर्म अवेलेबल थाए एवं ता पई गोटे एप्लिकेशन फॉर्म थाए कैंडिडेट को एप्लिकेशन फॉर्म फिल अप करिया पड़िबो तेणु चारटा सेट रो कि आपण केतेटा सेट जहा तेणु रिक्वायर्ड नंबर ऑफ नॉमिनेशन पेपर आपण इंडिकेट करी देबे एई एप्लिकेशन करी देले इमीडिएटली आपण को नॉमिनेशन पेपर ग्रांट हो राइट तो
तांका रजिस्टर रे
हाँ रजिस्टर एंट्री हाँ सेतेरे सेही नॉमिनेशन पेपर आपण मने करंतु आपण निजे न जाई किन जदी एक्स वाई को पठेबे
ऑथराइज करी करी आई कैन गेट इट
अच्छा दी नॉमिनेशन पेपर्स कर दंतु can be given to the candidate or to his authorized what do you say authorized representative after mentioning the same in a register अपन को जन गोटे register
will be marked to whom the nomination papers have been issued
in a register अच्छा whether it is necessary for that candidate or for the authorized person to sign in that register
it is if I am going in person I have to sign or the authorized person will who has received nomination papers on behalf of me
okay he has to sign or not that
yes
in a register by signing the same stop जणे ए जो नॉमिनेशन पेपर नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन होजी पचारिबे ता ऊपर
but just want it to be filled in the format in the
आसीबे आपन
again sorry
have patience and listen the next question would be ए जो फॉर्मेट ए फॉर्मेट आपनकर वेबसाइट रे अवेलेबल अछि ना नहीं
वेबसाइट रु
आगे आगे प्रश्नटा सुनंतु मु जेती पचारछि कोंतु तापर आपण एक्सप्लेन करिवे एई जो फॉर्म जोटा नॉमिनेशन पेपर जने दाखल करिवो कैंडिडेट यारो फॉर्मेटटा आपनकर वेबसाइट रे अवेलेबल अछि ना नहीं
अछि आज्ञा
ओके
इलेक्शन कमिशन वेबसाइट
whether the nomination paper is available in the website of Election Commission of India question mark answer yes next question जणे कैंडिडेट रिटर्निंग ऑफिसर पाखकु जीव नाही सीए इलेक्शन कमिशन ऑफ इंडिया को वेबसाइट रु गोटे ए नॉमिनेशन फॉर्म को डाउनलोड करिवो ताकू फिल अप करिकिनी nomination दाखल करिवो whether it is permissible or not
it's not permissible
all right if a candidate downloads the nomination paper available in the website of the Election Commission of India fills it off commission fills it off and submits before the returning officer for contesting the election, whether it would be acceptable question mark answer your answer is no no next question जो नॉमिनेशन पेपर गुड़ा को रे आइदर फॉर्म डिफेक्टिव थिबो बा इनकम्प्लीट थिबो ताकू नॉमिनेशन रिटर्निंग ऑफिसर कर पावर अछि टू गिव एन अपॉर्चुनिटी to correct the same right
while receiving
he will verify and correct that question has already been asked अच्छा जदि कोनोसी नॉमिनेशन पेपर को रे एक्सेप्ट करा जाउची एवं ता धीरे किछि कलम मिसिंग करूची बा कलम मिस करूची ताहले से पावर अछि ना नहीं इलेक्शन रिटर्निंग ऑफिसर से बड़ी कोनोसी नॉमिनेशन पेपर को एक्सेप्ट करिया पई फॉर्मेट रे जेतिक कलम अछि से कलम मिस करूची मन करंतु बा टोटली डिलीट हे जाइछे जोटा कि एई केस रे आपनकर एलिगेशन आछि से भली गोटे फॉर्म जोड़ा गोटे कैंडिडेट ताकू फिल अप करिकिन देला सेठी आपणकर ये रे सेटाकू एक्सेप्ट करा जाई थांता ना इलेक्शन रिटर्निंग ऑफिसर पावर अछि ताकू इग्नोर करिवा पई
No,
ओवरलुक करिया पई
my lords, he has to, while accepting a nomination, he has to briefly see the format is.
नहीं नहीं नॉमिनेशन मु आपण आउथरे क्वेश्चन टा पचाछि नॉमिनेशन पेपर रे जोटा गंडे कैंडिडेट मन करंतु आनी कि नि देला ता धेरे किछि कलम फिल अप हेइनी बा किछि कलम ओमिट करि जाइछि लेट अस गो टू दैट एक्सटेंट हला से भली गोटे नॉमिनेशन पेपर रिटर्निंग ऑफिसर पाखरे पहुंचिला रिटर्निंग ऑफिसर देखिले जे एई कैंडिडेट पाई जो जो कलम गुड़ाक नेसेसरी से गुड़ाक फिल अप हेइछि किंतु बाकी कलम गुड़ाक जोड़ाक दरकार नाही से गुड़ाक डिलीट कर देइछंती स्ट्राइक नकरी डिलीट कर देइछंती तेणु याकू से ओवरलुक करिवार तांकर क्षमता अछि ना नाही
नहीं आज्ञा my lords.
if a candidate deletes some parts of the nomination paper and files it only filling the necessary columns and giving necessary information which is applicable to him and presents it before the returning officer, comma, can the returning officer, can the returning officer overlook the same
power
can the returning officer has power under law to TO2 overlook the same and accept it since the candidate has given all the informations, all the required information which is applicable to him. Stop. Answer Allah. The returning officer has no such power. Stop. Now you see RP Act dekham 33(4) ta dekham. Provide you to show him.
Section 33 term hela.
You come to straight away 33(4).
Section 4
4 टा पढ़ी दियंतु तापरे मु
प्रोवाइड portion टा पढ़िया
आगे नहीं प्रथम टा पढ़ंतु तापरे
My lords.
on the presentation of the
My lords.
पढ़िले तो
My lords.
now you come to the last 5 lines
3 lines, my lord. Direct to that.
ना सेट आसंतु देखो लिखा है the returning officer shall permit any such misnomer, inaccurate description or clerical technical we are concerning about the printing error हला printing error
Technical.
to हाँ technical or printing error to be corrected ताकू दिया हबो corrected and where necessary again I am this emphasis where necessary direct पुणी से पळे आसंतु अछि टेक्निकल एंड प्रिंटिंग एरर इन दी नोमिनेशन पेपर शैल बी ओवरलुक्ड तेणु जदि कोनोसी नोमिनेशन पेपर रे प्रिंटिंग एरर अछि टेक्निकल एरर अछि ताकू रिटर्निंग ऑफिसर रो क्षमता रहिछि ताकू ओवरलुक कर दवा पई एमती गोटे provision अच्छी बेली are you aware about this
This is in the provision I am saying it's the
no, are you aware about this or not that this is the returning officer has his power to overlook this type of
grammatical errors or printing mistakes
error, technical error, clerical error.
এই সবু ଅଛି
I'm not aware of it.
আচ্ছা I am not aware all right question hoji whether are you aware like are you aware that there is a provision under section under subsection under subsection 4 under proviso to like under proviso TO2 subsection 4 of section 33 which empowers 33 of the RPR ठीक है RPR 1951 which empowers the returning officer to overlook to TO2 overlook the technical
inaccurate description
अच्छा पूराटा लिख दूंगा the inaccurate description comma clerical comma technical or printing error in electoral roll
in the nomination paper
अच्छा in the electoral roll काट दिया in the nomination paper कल in the nomination paper question mark I am not aware यहाँ कर दिया तो जो respondent रो जो nomination paper टा exhibit A mark है ना कितने से ना
1 to 4 and
1 टा दिया इटा 1 टा
35
अच्छा एक का जिनिस होता this is the same in all the
35
हाँ इटा मु
এখন তো nomination serial number পড়ছি তো উপরে
हाँ
5
ठीक 36 पढ़ছি
5 বলি পড়ছি তো
এটা মু
দু তিন পেজ হয় ফর্ম 2 বি আছে
36 रे এটা 35 মার্ক ହେଇଛି
হ্যাঁ
हाँ
ଦି ଚାରି ପେଜ ପଳେଇ ଆସିଲେ ଆପଣ ଦେଖିବେ ଉପରେ ଗୋଟେ ଷ୍ଟାମ୍ପିଂ ଲାଗିଛି 05 ବିଲ୍ ଲେଖା ହେଇଛି ଫର୍ମ 2 ବି
ठीक है
ଅଷ୍ଟମୀ 3 ପେଜ ତାଙ୍କ ସାର୍ଟିଫିକେଟ
हम्म
2 ପେଜ ଇଲେକ୍ସନ
हाँ
କମିଶନ
फॉर्म टू बी एटा 5
5 ନମ୍ବର ଅଛି ତ
अच्छा ଏଇଟା ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ
ଦେଖେଇଲେ
ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଫର୍ମ ଟା ଇଏ ସି ଫିଲ୍ ଅପ କରିକି ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି ଏଇଟା ଏଇ ଯୋଉ पर्टिकुलर फॉर्म ଟା ଆପଣ ଦେଖୁଛନ୍ତି ଏଇଟା रिटर्निंग ऑफिसर तांकू ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି ନା ସିଏ ଡାଉନଲୋଡ କରିକି ଆଣିଛନ୍ତି
download koriga. This is not a election commission format because
see the election paper
yes
see the nomination see the nomination paper of
filed by the respondent
the acha filed by the respondent marked as कर दियंतु से सब तक लेके जांतु marked as exhibits
1 2 3 4
हाँ exhibits 1 2 3 and 4 and exhibits कितने सेटा
32 33 34 and 35
and say whether these nomination papers have been received by the respondent from the returning officer or the same has been downloaded from the website of Election Commission of India? Question mark. Answer. The nomination papers filed by the papers कर दियो तो see the nomination papers गोटे एस टा एस गोटा रही the nomination papers filed by the respondent comma according to me have not been received from the returning officer, but the same has been downloaded
or created.
अच्छा same has been created after downloading the same from the website of the Election Commission of India? Question mark. Sorry, stop. Mr. Samantrai,
here we can add, he has received a set of...
I'm coming to that. Answer. Next question.
Milords.
Mr. Samantrai, जदि से डाउनलोड करिकिनी सेई जहा डाउनलोड कले ताकू जदि ठीक भाबरे यूटिलाइज करि थांते ताले आपण बा ठीक सेयाकू फिल अप करि देई थांते ताले आपणकर जो नॉमिनेशन पेपर रे जहा अछि जो कॉलम्स गुडाक अछि से कॉलम्स गुडाक मध्य तांको नॉमिनेशन पेपर रे थांता जदि आक्षरिक भाबरे जहा तांको वेबसाइट रु से डाउनलोड करि देई थांते ताहले आपणको नॉमिनेशन पेपर आउ तांको नॉमिनेशन पेपर रो कॉलम मैच करि थांता ना नहीं?
Milords, it should match, but the returning officer jota dechi diyanti to the candidates.
मु आपण कहि सारलेनी जे आपण को एटा देखा जाउची जे एटा सिए
एटा मैच भी करू नाही
मु सेइत पे आपण को पछे
It is not even matching
with the downloaded. जदि डाउनलोडेड कॉपी टाकू आक्षरिक भाबे बा ठीक भाबरे फिल अप करि देई थांते तार कॉलम आउ आपणकर जो नॉमिनेशन पेपर रो कॉलम मैच करि थांता किंतु आपणकर कहिबा जहा देई गरानी डिपोजिशन ताकू से डाउनलोड कला परे केतोडा को कॉलम को से डिलीट कर देई जंदी एया तो कहउचंदी
download or created by themselves.
Okay,
by the respondent, made a form. If it was downloaded, then it would have been the exact copy which we have got from the returning officer.
सेही प्रश्न पचरा होची आपन को जदि डाउनलोड करि थांते ताहले सेटा एग्जैक्ट कॉपी हेई थांता आपन जो इलेक्शन नॉमिनेशन पेपर फाइल करचंती सेही इलेक्शन सेटा ही हेई थांता.
It would have been a copy of a nomination paper, not an authorized copy. Not authorized.
All right. If नहीं से continue कर दियंतु और nomination file पे according to me have not been received by the but the same as so I say continue कर दियंतु. According to me, if after downloading the same from the website, comma, he would have filled up it accurately without deleting any of the columns, oblique information, then it would have matched like my nomination paper. But since he has created the nomination paper on his own, comma, it is not legally acceptable.
Only, yes, Milord, yes. But even if he properly downloaded it from the Election Commission, Milords, and filled in that form and submitted that to the returning officer, that is not acceptable.
Acha,
Even total download.
stop. Acha. Even if you would have, even if after downloading the accurate, if even after downloading accurate seti lagani, even after downloading from the website of Election Commission of India, comma, the respondent would have filled it off and presented before the returning officer, comma, the same should not have been accepted.
The same can't be accepted.
Acha, the same cannot be accepted. The same cannot be accepted. Cannot be accepted, and it is not permissible. And it is not permissible. Hello? Stop.
Even after downloading the nomination.
Even after downloading the nomination paper from the website of the Election Commission. Nomination form from the website of the Election Commission India. The respondent would have filled it out and presented it before the filled it up without without deleting any columns and presented before the returning officer. The same could not have been accepted, and it was not legally permissible. It was not legally permissible to accept such type of downloaded nomination form. Sir, एथर आपण कंटिन्यू करो.
ସାର୍ ଙ୍କୁ ଦେଖାନ୍ତୁ paragraph 7A, page 7.
Election petition.
12th line from top. Where you have mentioned
14th line happened.
part 3A you mentioned.
The columns of part 3A.
সেটা কোন 14 না 12?
14th.
This is page number, sir, 7.
7. ଯୋଉଠୁ ଆରମ୍ଭ କଲେ part 3A of the nomination paper filed by the respondent has not been filled up by the respondent.
First sentence.
সেটা তো
কোড আগে
Part 3A of nomination paper filed has not been filled up by the respondent.
ହେଲା ତାଙ୍କର ଡିପୋଜିସନ ଯୋଉ ଗତକାଲି ଦେଇ ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି ସେଇଥିରେ ଦେଖାନ୍ତୁ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଯୋଉଠୁ ଏଇ ବିଷୟରେ ଆମେ 1 ରୁ 9 ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ଆମେ ପଚାରିଛେ ଗୋଟି ଗୋଟି କରି ସେ ଫିଲଅପ ହେଇଛି ବୋଲି କହିଛି 1 to 9 ଗୋଟି ଗୋଟି କରି ଯୋଉ କହିଛନ୍ତି
ରେକର୍ଡ କରିଛନ୍ତି ଏକରେ କଣ ଅଛି ଦୁଇରେ କଣ ଅଛି
ଆମେ ଏଭିଡେନ୍ସ ଟା ଦେଖାନ୍ତୁ ସେଇଠି କୋର୍ଟକୁ ଦେଖାନ୍ତୁ ସାରଙ୍କୁ ବି ଦେଖାନ୍ତୁ
ଏଭିଡେନ୍ସ ଟା ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ.
ଏଭିଡେନ୍ସ ଟା
ନେଇନାହାନ୍ତି. ଠିକ ଅଛି, ତାଙ୍କୁ ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ. ତାଙ୍କୁ ଦେଇନାହାନ୍ତି କି ଯୋଉ ଦିଆ ହୁଏ ସବୁଦିନ କୁହାଯାଇଛି ଅର୍ଡର ହେଇଛି ଦବା ପାଇଁ ନେଇଯାଇଛନ୍ତି ତ? ଆଚ୍ଛା, ଅରିଜିନାଲ ଟା ଅଲରାଇଟ୍, ଅରିଜିନାଲ ଟା ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ.
ସାରଙ୍କୁ ଦେଖାନ୍ତୁ ଯୋଉ ଆମେ ପଚାରିଛେ 1 to 9 ସେ ସବୁ କଣ କହିଛନ୍ତି ଫିଲଅପ ହେଇଛି କି ହେଇନି
କୋଉଟା
ପ୍ରତ୍ୟେକ ଯୋଉ
ମୋର
ନାଇଁ
Respondent.
ରେସ୍ପଣ୍ଡେଣ୍ଟ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ
ଡିପୋଜିସନ ଟା ଆପଣଙ୍କର
ଆପଣ ଏଠି ଯୋଉ କହିଲେ ନା part 3 of the nomination paper filed by the respondent has not been filled up
by the
by the respondent.
Again, my lords.
तापरे आपनकर नेक्स्ट गोटे लाइन आछि जे कॉलम्स ऑफ पार्ट 3A of the nomination paper has been left blanks and columns number so and so is not in the prescribed form. हला
बस
यार पर क्वेश्चन टा होछि
बस
My lords.
ଏଥିରେ sir ଗୋଟେ ଗୋଟେ କରି ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଦେଖି ପଚାରିଥିଲେ ତାଙ୍କର ଦେଖି ପଚାରିଥିଲେ
ଯୋଉଠି କମ୍ପେୟାର କରିକି
Compare
ଆପଣ ଉତ୍ତର
କରିଥିଲେ,
ଦେଲେ
ଉତ୍ତର ଦେଲେ କୋର୍ଟ ରେକର୍ଡ କରିଛନ୍ତି
କୋର୍ଟ ରେକର୍ଡ ସେ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଏଭିଡେନ୍ସ
देखिए, but in ସେଥିରେ ଆପଣ ଯୋଉ ଫର୍ମାଟ ଟା ଦେଖେଇଦେଲେ, you just compared it with my senior counsel.
ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ପଚାରୁଛି ଯାହା ତାର ଉତ୍ତର ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ କୋର୍ଟ ରେକର୍ଡ
କୋଉଟା କୁହନ୍ତୁ ଆଜ୍ଞା।
ଦେଖାନ୍ତୁ
ଦେଖଉଛି ଏଠି ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ
ପାର୍ଟ 3A ର 1 ରୁ 9 ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ମୁଁ
ଆଇଟମ
ଗୋଟି
ନମ୍ବର
ଗୋଟି
1
କରି ପଚାରିଛି
ଆଇଟମ ନମ୍ବର 2 ଆଇଟମ ନମ୍ବର 3 ଆପଣ କଣ ଲେଖିଛନ୍ତି ସେ କଣ ଲେଖିଛନ୍ତି
ସବୁ ପଚରା ହେଇଛି
ଆଜ୍ଞା।
ପଚରା ହେଇଛି
ସେଥିରେ ସେ ଆପଣ ଉତ୍ତର ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି ଯେ ରେସ୍ପଣ୍ଡେଣ୍ଟ ଫିଲ୍ଅପ୍ କରିଛନ୍ତି
ଫିଲ୍ଅପ୍ କରିଛନ୍ତି
wrongly fill up କରିଛନ୍ତି।
ସିଏ ତ ଅଲଗା କଥା ଫିଲ୍ଅପ୍ କରିଛନ୍ତି କି ନାହିଁ ସେଇଟା ଆଗେ
ସେଇଟା ତ
କୁହନ୍ତୁ
କହିଛି, it is in front of the honorable court.
ନାଇଁ ଶୁଣନ୍ତୁ ସେ
because you have said that he has not filled up
He has
ଆପଣ-
not filled up.
ଆରେ ମିଷ୍ଟର ସାମନ୍ତରାୟ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଟା ହଉଛି ଆପଣ ଲେଖିଛନ୍ତି ଯେମିତି ଆଜି ଟୋଟାଲି ସେ ଫିଲ୍ ଅପ୍ କରିନାହାନ୍ତି
ହଁ।
ପ୍ରଥମ ଲାଇନ ଟା
ଆଜ୍ଞା,
କିନ୍ତୁ
it was exactly, my lords, when this was being mentioned, it was a comparison between my nomination list. Has he filled up this? Has he filled up that?
ହଁ,
That's what senior was asking.
ସେଇଟାକୁ ଯେତେବେଳେ
That can't be construed as if I have in my plaint that I have said he has not filled up his.
ନାଇଁ ସାରଙ୍କର ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ହଉଛି ଆପଣ
ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଯାହା ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ଅଛି ଲେଖା ହେଇଛି ପ୍ଲେଣ୍ଟରେ ମୁଁ ସେଇଆ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ
ଯାହା ଉତ୍ତର ଗୁଡାକ ଦେଇଗଲେ ଗତ ଥର ଯୋଉ କମ୍ପାରିଜନ କରିକିନି ଆପଣ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଆଉ ଇଏରୁ ସେଥିରୁ ସାର୍ ପଚାରୁଛନ୍ତି ତେଣୁ ସେଇ ବେସିସ୍ କୁ ଆମେ ଯଦି ସେଇ ଆନ୍ସର ଗୁଡାକ ଦେଖିବା ତାହେଲେ ଆପଣ ଇଲେକ୍ସନ ପିଟିସନ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଲାଇନ ଟା ଲେଖିଛନ୍ତି ଯେ ପାର୍ଟ 3 ଅଫ ଫର୍ମ ଟୁ ବି ଅଫ ଦି ନୋମିନେସନ ପେପର filed by the respondent is also part 3A of the nomination paper filed by the respondent has not been filled up by the respondent এইটা ঠিক নুহে
ନୁହଁ
ହଁ ଏତିକି ପଚାରୁଛନ୍ତି
এটা ঠিক, it's right, my lord. He has not
it's
filled
not
up.
a fact that the pleading that I have taken in my election petition in paragraph 7A at page 7A capital A at page 7 that
12th line from
अच्छा लिखी दियंतु ब्रैकेट लिखी दियंतु 12th line from the top that part 3A of the nomination paper filed by the respondent has not been filled up by the respondent is not correct. Sir, next question.
ନେକ୍ସଟ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ ତାପରେ ସେଇ 7A ର 14th ଲାଇନ ତାହେଲେ ଏଇଟା ହବ 16th ଲାଇନ ଗୋଟେ
ନାଇଁ 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 ଠିକ ଅଛି ଆପଣଙ୍କର ସେଟା 12 ଥିଲା ଏଇଟା 14
ଏଇଟା 14
ତ?
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ହଁ।
next
ଆଉ ସେଇଟାକୁ 14th ବୋଲି କାହିଁ କହିଲା
ନାଇଁ ସାର୍ ସେଟା 12 ଥିଲା ନା
ଓଭର ସରି
ହଁ
that is my mistake
14th line from top
ହଁ ସେଇଟା
you have pleaded the columns of part 3A of the nomination paper form 2B has been left blank and column from 3 to 9 are also not in the prescribed form 2B ହେଲା
ଆପଣ ପ୍ଲିଡିଂ ରେ ନେଇଛନ୍ତି ଦେଖିଦିଅନ୍ତୁ
ଆଜ୍ଞା ଦେଖିଲି ଦେଖିଲି।
this is not a correct statement ମୁଁ ଖାଲି ଏତିକି ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ପଚାରୁଛି
It is a correct statement.
it's not a fact that ସେମିତି ନେଇ ଆସନ୍ତୁ the pleading since so and so ସେଠି କପି କରି ନେଇ ଆସନ୍ତୁ up to ଅଯୋଗ୍ୟ ହଁ ସେଠି ନେଇ ଆସନ୍ତୁ ତାପରେ ତାକୁ ଠିକ କରିବା it is not a fact that the pleadings that I have taken in my election petition paragraph 1 at page 14th line କରିଦିଅନ୍ତୁ that seta language ta hochi that the columns of part 3 thau or part 3 of the nomination paper ठीक अछि से to लिखंतु have been have been left
paper अछि my lord then has been
अच्छा has been कर देंगे has been has been left blank and columns from bracket लिखंतु 3 TO2 bracket भितर 9 are also not in the prescribed form -2b is not correct. बाकी तो काट दिया स्टॉप दिया
form ta bada effort दियो
हाँ इज हाँ सेटा फॉर्म टा yes
I put it to you that the returning officer has rightly accepted the nomination paper of the respondent filed in Form 2B, as the respondent has furnished all the material informations required to be furnished under law under its Part 3 and Part 3A of his nomination paper in Form 2B, and is duly proposed by the respective electors of 90 Baravati Kotak Assembly constituency as the proposers by putting their respective signatures in Part 1 of Form 2B of 4 sets of nomination and duly signed by the candidate, that is the respondent, at appropriate places under Part 3 and Part 3A.
It's too long a question.
अच्छा आउ थरे छोट छोट कर दबा ताकू सारंकर कहबा होची जे रेस्पोंडेंट जो नॉमिनेशन पेपर टा देइथिला सेटा सबु दृष्टि रु ठीक थिला ठीक भाबरे पूर्ण हेतिला सेइथि पई ताकू रिटर्निंग ऑफिसर कोनोसी आपत्ति न उठी ताकू एक्सेप्ट कले पर्टिकुलरली जो पार्ट 3 रे जहा सबु पूर्ण हेइची सेगुडा को मटेरियल इंफॉर्मेशन जहा दिया हेइची सबु दृष्टि रु ठीक थिला बेली रिटर्निंग ऑफिसर
ताकू ड्यूली प्रपोज भी हेतले
प्रपोज
पार्ट
ए
1
सबु
प्रपोजर द्वारा
हाँ एगुडा को सबु सार कहउजंदी ठीक हेइतला तेनु सेति पई रिटर्निंग ऑफिसर ताकू रिजेक्ट न करकिन एक्सेप्ट कले आपण कोन कहयार अछि कोन
No, the election option at the outset should have rejected.
ऑल राइट इट इज नो आउट पैराग्राफ कर दो
ऊपरटा हेतला पैराग्राफ गोटे कोर्ट
हाँ हेछि ना 117 हेछि
हेछि नै ता पूर्वरु आपण तो क्वेश्चन
अछि अछि ना
हेतला
टू
ठीक अछि
टू कोट अछि तनो बर्तन आउ गोटे पैराग्राफ चाहुचंदी
आगे
अच्छा 118 कर दियन it is not a fact that the nomination paper filed by the respondent was
Rightly accepted.
Was rightly accepted and it contained
by the returning officer
by the returning officer.
अच्छा rightly accepted by the returning officer as it contained all the required information contents TAIN contain all the required information so far as the respondent is concerned. Stop.
And was duly proposed.
I like them. And was duly proposed
by the electors of the 90 Baravati Kotak constituency.
Duly proposed by the elector of the 90 Baravati. Elector of तांकर जणे दरकार तेनु इलेक्टर by the elector of the 90 Baravati constituency. आपनको ये रे मिस्टर सामंत रे आपण कहउचंती जे एभली नॉमिनेशन पेपर को रिजेक्ट करा जिबा एक्सेप्ट करा ही न थांता
at the outset it should have been rejected.
It's not the election
The returning officer.
The returning officer the returning officer comma according to me should not have, according to me, according to me, should not have accepted the nomination paper of the respondent in the form in which it has been filed. It has been in the nomination papers nomination paper of the respondent in the form in which it were filed. It were filed. Where it were filed. Stop. Sir.
During scrutiny under section 36 of the RP Act 1951, after examining, the returning officer has also correctly found the nominations of respondent as valid.
My lords, the returning officer failed in his duty.
Okay. It is not a fact. It is not a fact that in terms of section 36 of the RP Act, 1951, the returning officer, after scrutiny of the nomination papers of the respondent, rightly accepted the same. Stop. According to me, the election of returning officer has failed in its duty in accepting such nomination papers of the respondent. Stop.
Under paragraph 7A at page 7, 8th line from top, your pleading is, my lord, paragraph 7A, page 7, 8th line from top.
8 line from the row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The respondent so moto deleted. Seguda question, sir.
No, the
Returning officer.
respondent so moto deleted part 2 of the form 2B in the nomination paper. This is singular. Filed by him before the arrow on 2/4/2019. His evidence on affidavit, in evidence, Exhibit 36, page 5.
Page 5.
The respondent so moto deleted.
Paragraph 9.
Sir, file, sir. Tanku dekanto. एठी आपण बहुवचन व्यवहार करिसेंती मिस्टर सामंत राय पैराग्राफ 9 ने आपनकर एविडेंस ऑन एफिडेविट रे जे सी सबुतक नॉमिनेशन पेपर्स रो पार्ट 2 ए ऑफ फॉर्म 2B को डिलीट करिसेंती व्हेयर एज आपनकर इलेक्शन पिटिशन रे सिंगुलर वर्ड यूज करथिले the respondent so moto deleted so and so in the nomination paper.
आगुर मध्य सीनियर पचारिथिले ए क्वेश्चन ता
एटा अलगा कॉन्टेक्स्ट रे पचार
एटा एविडेंस से आपनकर एफिडेविट से तो मिसेक होछ
कोन आपनकर उत्तर हबो कोन
contrary to your
it could have been
आपनकर सारकर प्रश्न होची जे आपनकर जो एविडेंस ऑन एफिडेविट रे जो लाइन टा लिखिचंती सेटा होची इन contrary to pleading एया प्रश्न
no it's not
it is liable to be struck down.
It's not a fact, my lord.
It is not a fact that the averment taken.
ताले दीटा जाको कोट कर देबा ठीक हबो कि मु एया कहिची तापर it is not a fact.
अच्छा all right sir it is a fact that I have mentioned in my election petition in paragraph 7A, in page 7, bracket like the line from the top.
8th line from top.
Bracket 8th line from the top. That the respondent so moto deleted part 2 of the form 2B in the nomination paper filed by him before the returning officer on 2/4/2019. Stop. It is also a fact that I have mentioned in the evidence on affidavit.
In my evidence.
In my evidence on affidavit. In paragraph 9,
1, 2, 3,
uh,
4.
bracket legandu page 5 comma anai sei tar bhitor puri diyantu comma kete line hobo eta 1 2 3 4 fourth line from the fourth line
of the para.
From fourth line
of the para.
Fourth line of the para, that the respondent so moto deleted part 2 of form 2B
of the form 2
of the form 2B in the nomination papers filed by him before the returning officer on 2/4/2019. Stop. It is not a fact. ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ସେ ମନା କରୁଛନ୍ତି ଠିକ ଠିକ.
Since your above evidence is contrary to your pleading in paragraph 7A, the same is liable to be struck out and or ignored. It is not a fact.
It's not a fact that in view of the sir, what do you want, sir, in view of the contrary stand?
Since it is not a fact that since my evidence given above.
It is not a fact that since the evidence given under evidence given in the evidence affidavit
paragraph 9
in paragraph
9 as referred to above being contrary
is contrary to
your pleading
to my pleading in the election
paragraph
petition
7A
as referred above.
Election petition as referred above. As referred to above referred to above.
The same is liable to be struck out.
Referred to above, comma, the same is liable to be struck off or
and or ignored.
And oblique or ignore. Sir.
Paragraph 9 ର ଦେଖାନ୍ତୁ evidence on affidavit 6th line from top of paragraph 9.
Reading ଟା କହିଦେଲେ reading ଟା କହିଦେଲେ
reading ଟା କହିଦେଉଛି
ସେଇ ଫ୍ୟାକ୍ଟରେ ଯାଉଛି ତ ସୁବିଧା।
ହଁ।
ତାରି ଗୋଟେ ସଫାରା କରିଦିଅନ୍ତୁ। ହଁ, that will be better.
Part 3 of
এটা ডিপোজিশন।
7A, S7.
Page 7A, paragraph 7A, page 7, 10th line from top.
The part 3 of Form 2B of
1, 2, 3, 4,
paper.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
10.
10. Sir,
You have pleaded the part 3 of Form 2B of the nomination paper filed by the respondent is also not in prescribed form
2B.
2B.
ଏଠି ପେପର ଲେଖିଲେ ମାଇନର, ଏଠି ଇଜ୍ ଲେଖିଲେ, ସେ ଦିଟାକୁ ଏମ୍ଫାସିସ୍ ଦେବାକୁ ସାର୍ ଚାହୁଁଛନ୍ତି। ମାନେ ସିଙ୍ଗଲ ପେପରକୁ
ଏଇଟା କୋର୍ଟ କଣ ଲେଖିଲେ?
ପ୍ଲିଡିଂ କଲା ବେଳକୁ ସିଙ୍ଗୁଲାର,
ଏଠି
ଏଭିଡେନ୍ସ ଦେଲା ବେଳକୁ ସେ ହେଇଗଲା ପ୍ଲୁରାଲ।
ସାର୍ କୋଉ ଲାଇନଟା ଏଭିଡେନ୍ସ ର କୋଉ ଲାଇନଟା କୋଉ?
ଏଭିଡେନ୍ସ ର
3, 4, 5, 6th line from 9th paragraph.
ହଁ,
The part 3 of Form 2B of nomination papers.
ପେପର୍ସ
ଏଠି ପେପର୍ସ ହେଇଗଲା,
ଆଚ୍ଛା,
filed by the respondent,
Alright.
ଇଜ୍ ଜାଗାରେ ଆର୍ ହେଇଗଲା।
ଓକେ ଓକେ। ଇଏ ମିଷ୍ଟର ସାମନ୍ତରାୟ କଣ କହିବେ ଆପଣ? ଏଇଆ ଲେଖିଛନ୍ତି, ଗୋଟେ ଜାଗାରେ ଇଜ୍ ଲେଖିଛନ୍ତି, ଆଉ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଯେତେବେଳେ
Paper
ଏଭିଡେନ୍ସ ଅନ୍
ଲେଖିଛନ୍ତି।
ଆଫିଡେଭିଟ ରେ ଆର୍ ଲେଖୁଛନ୍ତି, ଇଏ ସବୁ ତକ ନୋମିନେସନ ପେପର ଗୁଡାକ କଣ କହିବେ?
My lord, same reply earlier.
Alright. It is a fact, ଲେଖନ୍ତୁ, it is a fact that in ସେଟା କେମିତି ଲାଙ୍ଗୁଏଜ ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ ହେଇଥିଲା?
ସେ ଯାହା ରଟାରେ ହେଇଛି ସେୟା।
It is ହଁ ସେଇଟା ନେଇ ଆସନ୍ତୁ, ସେତିକି ନିଅନ୍ତୁ। It is it's a fact that I mentioned in my law. ଏଇଟା ହଉଛି paragraph 7. ନାଇଁ ସେଇ ସବୁ ସେଗୁଡା
ଠିକ ଅଛି।
ସେ
10th line from top.
ହଁ ସେଗୁଡା 10th line from the top, that the part 3 of Form 2B of the nomination paper filed by the respondent is also not in the prescribed form. एपटा छोट एटाके एपटा कैपिटल कर दियंतु। हाँ नहीं एपटा कैपिटल हो ठीक। फॉर्म 2B तापर स्टॉप करी से टुपणी आनंतु से जोटा
इट इज ऑल्सो
जोटी अछि हाँ से टुनी आसंतु अप टू सेही पर्यंत बस ठीक अछि। क्रिटिकल चेंज हो। It is also a fact that I have mentioned in my evidence affidavit in paragraph 9, page 5. It is the line of sixth line from in the paragraph, that the part 3 of Form 2B of the nomination papers filed by the respondent are also not in the prescribed Form 2B. Stop. तापर से जो लास्ट लाइन टा कॉपी करंतु ने सेकंड सेंटेंस टा नहीं सेटा में हाँ सेटा हाँ हाँ तारी ऊपर पैराग्राफ नो लास्ट सेंटेंस टा नो
नहीं
सेटा नो
आउट कॉल करसन it is not a fact.
हाँ इट्स नॉट ए सेट वन पूरा पैराग्राफ टा नहीं
सेम सुदल पड़ो
कॉपी कर दियो पेस्ट कर दियो
ठीक मिसेज
दियो ठीक है हेगला सर
पूरा सब पारा करथिला प्रत्येक
आउट सब पारा
पूर्वटा सब पारा हैतिला
सब पारा
ठीक
In your evidence on affidavit exhibit 36 under its paragraph 9, कौच अच्छा see your paragraph 7A page 7 12th line from top you have pleaded part 3A of nomination paper filed by the respondent has not been filled up by the respondent
এটি nomination paper লিখিলে এটি has লিখিলে
Same, which is the same.
same like that. It's a fact that I have mentioned in so and so paragraphs. এটা কেতে লাইন হবো?
এটা হচ্ছে my lord 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 10th line
10th পুরা গলা
10th 11 12
12th line, 12th line from the top. That
part 3A
part 3A of the nomination paper filed by the respondent has not been filled up by the respondent.
by the respondent
আচ্ছা by the respondent ঠিক আছে তারপরে সেমতি সেকেন্ড সেন্টেন্স
আগে।
সেটি কপি করি কিনে
evidence on affidavit
it is also a fact
হ্যাঁ সেটা
it is also a fact
দ্যাট হ্যাঁ সেই পর্যন্ত আনন্তু পেস্ট করন্তু it is also a fact that I mentioned in my evidence on affidavit in paragraph 9 এটা 8th line
আজ্ঞা
আচ্ছা 8th line
5 6 7 8 8th line
that see part 3A of the nomination papers filed by the respondent have not been filled up by the respondent. Stop. তারপর last line quote করি এটা paste করে দিন স্যার
single লেখিতেন সেটা plural
ତାପରେ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ସାର୍ ଯିବି
স্যার
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ହେଇଗଲାଣି
ପ୍ଲିଡିଂ କି ଦେଖାନ୍ତୁ paragraph 7A page 7 14th line
3
ଏଇଟା
4
ନା?
5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 the columns of part 3
ସେଠି ବି ସିଙ୍ଗୁଲାର ହେଇଛି ସେଠି ବି
paper has
Same.
been
ହଁ ସେଠି ପ୍ଲୁରାଲ ହେଇଛି ଆଉ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଆଚ୍ଛା ସେମିତି ଲେଖନ୍ତୁ ଇଟ୍ସ ଇମାଇଲେସନ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍
14th line
in the 14th line ଲେଖନ୍ତୁ ହେଲା
ତା ପୂର୍ବଟା କଣ ଥିଲା ଠିକ 12th line
ହଁ 12th line ପରା এটা 14th line ହେଲା 14th line that the columns of the part 3A of the nomination paper has been left blank and columns from P bracket PO2 bracket with a 9 are also not in the prescribed form form F টা capital করে দিন্তু form hyphen 2B stop তারপরে সেই যে second line down it's not a fact that I have mentioned in my evidence on affidavit in paragraph 9 সেটা কেতে লাইন হবো
10th line from
10th line of that paragraph সেই কপি সেইটাକୁ আনি কপি କରନ୍ତୁ পেস্ট করନ୍ତୁ ସେ ପୁରାଟା ନେଇ ଆସନ୍ତୁ ସେଇ ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ସେଟା ବହୁ ବହୁତ ହବ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ମୁଁ ଯେଟା ଡାକିବି ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ the columns of part 3A of nomination papers କରନ୍ତୁ ଆଉ ତାପରେ half କରନ୍ତୁ been left blank and columns S ଗୋଟେ ରହିବ from so and so are also not in the prescribed form to be stopped last sentence ଟା copy କରି paste କରିଦିଅନ୍ତୁ
ये पेपर ସରିଗଲା ଏଇଟାକୁ ଦେଖ ଏଇଟାକୁ ଯିବା ଆଉ ଏଇଟାକୁ ଯିବା ঠিক আছে। ଚାଲିଛି ଏଇଟା ଚାଲିବ, ତାପରେ 10 କୁ ଯିବା। ହୁଁ 2019 ରେ କଟକ ବାରବାଟୀ 90 ବାରବାଟୀ କଟକ ଆସେମ୍ବଲି କନଷ୍ଟିଚୁଏନ୍ସି ପାଇଁ
separate paragraph
11 ଜଣ ପ୍ରାର୍ଥୀ ପ୍ରତିଦ୍ୱନ୍ଦିତା କରୁଥିଲେ, ପ୍ରାର୍ଥୀପତ୍ର ଦାଖଲ କରିଥିଲେ।
118 ଯାଇଥିଲା ତ।
କହିପାରିବିନି ଏକ୍ସାକ୍ଟଲି କେତେ ଜଣ କରିଥିଲେ।
I cannot say
Minutes.
exactly.
ଏକାଥରେ ପଚାରି ଦଉଛି ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ କଥା, ଦିଟା ଯାକ। ଆଉ ଟୋଟାଲ 27ଟି ନମିନେସନ ପେପର ଫାଇଲ ହେଇଥିଲା।
ସେ କଥା ବି ମିଲର୍ଡସ୍
All right.
I have not
cannot say
kept track
exactly.
of it.
All right. I cannot say exactly as to how many candidates we are contesting.
Filed their nomination.
How many candidates filed? Filed nomination papers. How many candidates filed nomination papers for contesting the election in the year 2019, in the year 2019 from 90 Varavati consider bus stop and also how many nomination papers,
How many total sets
how many total sets of nomination papers were filed by the candidates by the candidates.
You have already deposed that after the declaration of result of election and before filing of election petition, you have downloaded nomination paper in form 2B as well as affidavit in form 26 filed by the respondent. ହେଲା?
Yes, sir.
ଅନ୍ୟ କୌଣସି ପ୍ରାର୍ଥୀଙ୍କର ନୋମିନେସନ ବା affidavit in form 26 ଡାଉନଲୋଡ କରିଥିଲେ କି?
ଆବଶ୍ୟକ ନଥିଲା।
I have not downloaded. I have not downloaded the nomination papers and affidavits of other candidates except the respondent who had filed nomination papers for contesting the election in 2019 in the election in question. In the election in question. Stop.
As it was not required, he said.
I have not downloaded.
I have not downloaded.
Contesting the election, contesting.
I have not downloaded the nomination papers and affidavits of other candidates except the respondent who had filed nomination papers for contesting the election. Contesting the election in question. As question goes, as I didn't feel it required, I did not feel, I did not find it necessary. Find it necessary for the purpose of filing the election petition.
ଟୋଟାଲ କେତୋଟି ନମିନେସନ ପେପର ରିଜେକ୍ଟ ହେଲା ଆଉ କାହାର ରିଜେକ୍ଟ ହେଲା କହିପାରିବେ?
Milords, I won't be able to say.
I cannot say as to how many nomination papers, as to how many nomination papers and of which candidates were rejected.
Were accepted and
Where?
Were accepted.
Accepted as valid.
Were accepted as valid or rejected. Rejected in the aforesaid election poll
by the returning officer.
by the returning officer. ठीक है
ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ପାରାଗ୍ରାଫ ସରିଲା
पूरा पैराग्राफ ना सर सब पारा
ନାଇଁ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ
और
ପାରା
पारा
ନାଇଁ,
separate
ପୁରା
ठीक है
କଣ୍ଟେକ୍ସଟ ବଦଳ
कॉन्टेस्ट बदल जाओ
90 ବାରବାଟୀ କଟକ ଆସେମ୍ବଲି କନଷ୍ଟିଚୁଏନ୍ସି
Sir,
197ଟି ପୋଲିଂ ଷ୍ଟେସନ
sir,
there are 197 polling stations.
Paragraph 3 ରେ single district.
ସେ କିଛି ସେ ଜାଣିଛନ୍ତି
In the
ଖାଲି
90 से जो 90 बारवाटी सवाल
sir, पचारू
stop
2,35,699 ଟୋଟାଲ
voters,
ଭୋଟର
Millard.
पोलिंग स्टेशन हाँ सर कौन पचारे
197 polling booths.
ପୋଲିଂ ବୁଥ
हाँ गला था
2,35,699 ଭୋଟର୍ସ
कमा सेट गोटे कर लगी दो कमा 2 लाख केते कहउछन
35
Consisting minus पड़ोना.
अच्छा हाँ सेट हो consisting of हाँ
Consisting.
consisting of
2,35,699.
Voters.
619 तापर
2
619
पर उटा कमा दियो 35 पर उटा कमा दियो
Details are given in para 3.
paragraph हाँ सेउटा
ठीक
देखो
है
2
कौन भू
of total numbers of voters
of consisting of so much so and so of total number of voters
out of which 1,33,854 number of voters votes were pooled including postal ballot which you have given in paragraph 3 of your election
out of comma out of which केते कोंतु सर
1,33,000
1,33,000
854 numbers of votes
numbers of votes
have been polled including the postal ballot.
अच्छा including the postal ballots
In the
which
last, in the
which
election in question.
in the election in question
Ballot.
which I have
Ballot static.
ओ ରହିବ ସେଠି
ସେଟା ଲାଷ୍ଟ କୁ ଇଏ କରିବେ ଆଉ ଦିଟା
अच्छा ଆଉ
ପଚାରିଦେବେ
ଅଛି in the election in question ଟା ରଖିଥାଅ ସେ ballots ପରେ
ସେଥିରୁ ମହମ୍ମଦ ମୋକିମ ପାଇଲେ 50,244
देखिए आगे आगे
and the respondent got सर केते वोट कोन
50,244
ଆପଣ ପାଇଲେ 46,417
244 votes
votes.
and I
got
46,407 votes
46,407
17 votes ହେଲା ଆଉ Mohammad Mokim was declared elected with a margin of 3,827 votes, which you have
and the respondent was declared elected by a margin of sir कितने वोट है ना
3,827
827 votes
than me by a margin of from defeating me.
ହେଲା sir
No.
with a margin of the defeat declared
he led with a margin of elected.
Declared elected by a margin of
3,827 ଆଉ 1,298 votes were pooled as nota and 136 votes were rejected.
ସେଇ paragraph ରେ sir mention
ଆଜ୍ଞା ସବୁ
କଣ ହେଇଛି and କେତେ vote sir को
1298 ନୋଟା
1298 sir କହୁଛନ୍ତି
1,290
ଲକ୍ଷେ 33 votes have been polled including postal ballots out of which ସେଇଠି କରିଦେଲା out of which
अच्छा postal ballot out of which हाँ सेट लिख दो out of which
votes polled
1 2 नहीं इसलिए कि
votes polled in favor of nota
Nota no
none of the above means nota
हाँ
None of the above.
none of the above ଲେଖିଦେବେ ଆପଣ ଯାହା
out of sir ହେଲା 1298 number ଟା ଲେଖନ୍ତୁ out of which 12
ঠিক আছে স্যার
ସେଇଟା 1298 1200
pulled under heading nota
were pulled PULLED under the heading of nota
against nota
against nota
and 136 vote
none of the above
short term.
that's short term ଟା none of the above NOT ଏଟାକୁ bracket ରେ ଯୋଉ single inverted comma ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି
ଆଜ୍ଞା
none of the above ର
and
short term
136 votes were rejected
ସେଇଠି ଠିକ ଲେଖିଦିଅନ୍ତୁ and
36
votes were rejected
ତାପରେ ଯାହା ଅଛି
ତାପରେ ଯୋଉଟା ଅଛି and
ଆଜ୍ଞା।
respondent
136 ଟା ରହିଲା ନା
sir
ଆଜ୍ଞା।
ସବୁ right
ଆଉ 1200 sir ଏଇ paragraph ସରିଗଲା ନା ଆଉ
in the election
ସେତିକି
in the election in question ଟା ଲଗେଇ ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ in as I have mentioned in paragraph କେତେ sir ସେଟା paragraph number 3 paragraph 3 of my election petition sir
except giving a pleading under your paragraph 3 you have not produced
ଟିକେ ସାର୍ ଙ୍କୁ ଶୁଣିବି ନା ଆପଣ ଅଟକେଇ ଦଉଛନ୍ତି ସାର୍ କୁହନ୍ତୁ
ଆଚ୍ଛା ଓ ସେଟା ଦେଖିବି ଯୋଉ ପ୍ୟାକେଟ ଯୋଉ ଦିନ ଖୋଲା ହୁଏ ଲେଖା ହୁଏ ଯୋଉ ସିଲ୍ ପ୍ୟାକେଟ ଖୋଲା ଗଲା ବୋଲି ପୁଣି ରଖାଗଲା ବୋଲି ସେଟା ତେଣୁ ଅର୍ଡର ସିଟ୍ ରେ ମେନସନ ହବ you come to this side ଆପଣ ଏଥିରୁ ପଳେଇ ଆସନ୍ତୁ
ହଁ ସାର୍ ପଚାରୁନାହାନ୍ତି
ନାଇଁ ନାଇଁ ସେଟା କଣ ଦେଖେଇକି ପଚାରିବେ ତ
ଖାଲି ଗୋଟାଏ କଥା ମୁଁ ପଚାରି ଦଉଛି
ପଚାର
you have not filed any official document in proof of your pleading under paragraph 3 of your election petition
ଭୋଟ ଏତିକି ହେଇଥିଲା ଏତିକି ଲୋକ ଭୋଟ ପାଇଲେ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଜିନିଷଟା ଲେଖିଛନ୍ତି
ରିଡିରେ ସିନା କରିଦେଲେ କିନ୍ତୁ ଅଫିସିଆଲ ଡକୁମେଣ୍ଟ କିଛି କୋର୍ଟଙ୍କ ସାମ୍ନାରେ ଫାଇଲ କଲେନି in proof of your pleading
I think my advice lawyers will be able to
I have not filed any official documents in support of the pleading taken in paragraph 3 of my election petition as my legal advisors did not ask for the same.
Final
sir, as my legal advisors did not think or did not think it relevant.
Okay.
Relevant. Relevance for this. Yeah.
The final result sheet of election in question with respect to 90 Baravati Cuttack Assembly constituency assembly election prepared by the returning officer on 23/5/2019, that is on the date of counting. The same has been called for by this honorable court and produced by district election officer Cuttack on 24/1/2023, which shows the polling station wise counting figures as well as the total counting figure.
Yeah,
सेम टा हम देखु
ସେଇଗୁଟା ଆପଣ
Milord,
ଫିଗର
ଏଟା କେତେ ନମ୍ବର ମାର୍କ ହେଇଛି ତ?
ନା,
ହବ।
सेटा सिए कर दवा कथा काना
ହୁଁ।
ताको प्लीडिंग से याद
ହଁ ସାର୍ ସେଟା କେତେ ମାର୍କ ହବ
ଏ
କହିଦିଅନ୍ତୁ?
ବି ମାଇଲ
एग्जिबिट ए बी
ଏ ବି
आगे
ଲେଖିଦେଲି ମାଇଲ
କଣ ଲେଖିବେ?
ନାଇଁ ପେନସିଲରେ ଲେଖନ୍ତୁ, ତାଙ୍କ ଆଗେ ପଚାରନ୍ତୁ। ଏଇଟା ହଉଛି ମିଷ୍ଟର ସାମନ୍ତରାୟ,
Yes, Milord.
ଏଇଟା ଆପଣଙ୍କ ତରଫରୁ ମଗା ହେଇଥିଲା।
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଏଇଟା ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଏଇ ଅଫିସିଆଲ ଡକୁମେଣ୍ଟ ଦେଖଉଛି
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଯେ କୋଉ ପୋଲିଂ ଷ୍ଟେସନ ରେ କେତେ ଭୋଟ
ଭୋଟ ହେଇଥିଲା।
ହଁ ଏଇଟା
ଟୋଟାଲ ନମ୍ବର ଯୋଉ ଭୋଟ୍ସ ଟା ଆପଣ
ହଁ।
ये कहते पाइले
କିଏ
कौन
କେତେ
कौन
ପାଇଲେ?
ଯାହା ଲେଖନ୍ତି
Again, Milords, my legal advisors will be able to say because they had called for this document.
काहे की फाइल एग्जिबिट कलेनी से
ସେ କହିବେ
ଆଚ୍ଛା, I cannot say why এটা কল ফর কি করଥିଲେ? আচ্ছা আচ্ছা why
verified
they have
both the side as per your mind lord's order.
We
Okay.
have not called for the document.
then
This document was the document which we called for. That was not sent. This document we have not called for.
ନାଇଁ
ନା ନା ଆମେ ତ କହୁଛୁ ଆମେ କଲ୍ ଫର କରିଛୁ
ଆଚ୍ଛା
Ah,
but as per the order
ଆମେ ସେ ତାଙ୍କ document
ଠିକ ଅଛି,
ମଗେଇଛନ୍ତି।
both the side have verified it.
ଆରେ ଆପଣ ଆକୁ ଭେରିଫାଇ
We
କରିଛନ୍ତି
have
ତ?
verified,
ଆଗେ ଯାଉ
but this document is not original, so we have object. This is not
ଠିକ
original
ଅଛି।
document.
ତାପରେ ଆପଣ ଅର୍ଡର କଲା ପରେ ସେ attested କରିକି ଦେବେ।
ସେ attested ହେଇଛି କିଏ କରିଛି ସେଇଟା କଣ
ଟିକେ
ବିନା-
ରୁହନ୍ତୁ।
This is not the original result.
on our application ଆପଣଙ୍କ application ରେ ଏଟା କଲ୍ ହେଇଥିଲା?
do you dispute it? Your lawyer is disputing. Do you dispute it?
me too.
all right on our application ନାଇଁ ନାଇଁ ରୁହନ୍ତୁ।
On the application
on the application of the respondent
on behalf of this
on the application
on
of
behalf
the
of the
अच्छा on behalf of the लिख दूंगे on behalf of the application कर दूं तो on behalf of the application filed by the respondent एमडी कर दूं on behalf of the application filed by the respondent comma the this court has called for the official documents
that is form 20
that is IE that is form 20
that is bracket according to final results
bracket लिख दूं तो final result sheet
with respect to
90 से जो 12
constituency as well as
ରୁହନ୍ତୁ ଗୋଟିଏ ଯାଉ
good
ଏଇଟାରେ ଏକାଥରେ
ନାଇଁ ଏକା ହବନି ହବ ନାହିଁ
ହୁଁ
ଆସେମ୍ବଲି ଇଲେକ୍ସନ ଅଲଗା ଯିବ ପାର୍ଲାମେଣ୍ଟ ଅଲଗା ଯିବ
ହଁ।
ସେଟା ହବ ଏ ବି
on so and so filed by the so and so
डिस्ट्रिक्ट इलेक्शन
filed-
अफसर on 24/1/2023
sir ठीक है on behalf of the application filed by the respondent this whole office was official document from the concerned authority कर दियंतु stop ଏଇଟାକୁ ଆପଣ ଅବଜେକ୍ଟ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ପରା
Milords.
but I am disputing the x mark करियो तापर mark I am disputing the ଆପଣ କଣ यार authenticity को verify କରୁଛନ୍ତି ନା wrong
Authenticity ଉପରେ
I am disputing the authenticity of the documents which is marked as সেটা কেতে x না y না কোন
x ସବୁ ଆମର ସବୁ x
ନାଇଁ x y ଗୋଟେ କେତେ ହଉଛି ସାର୍
9 10 ଯାଇଛି ବୋଧେ
ଦେଖିଛନ୍ତି ଯୋଉ ଯାଏ x ମାର୍କ ହେଇଯାଇଛି ତାପରେ ଏଟା ରହିବ x10 ହବ
x10 ହବ ତ
x/10 କରନ୍ତୁ stop ଏଇ ତା ଦେହରେ ଲେଖିବେ ସେଟା x/10 ବୋଲି ହଁ ସେଟା ମାର୍କ ହେଇକି ହଁ ଠିକ ଅଛି
marked as exhibit ରହିବନି x by
ଏଇ
10
ଏଇ ମାର୍କ ଟା ଖାଲି exhibit ଟା କଟିବ ନାଇଁ ନାଇଁ ନାଇଁ
ext ଟା କଟିଯିବ
ହଁ ହଁ ଖାଲି x/10 ହଁ ଇନଭର୍ଟେଡ କମା ଭିତରେ ରଖିଦିଅ ନହେଲେ expected.
2019 रे जो जनरल इलेक्शन है ସେଥିରେ both assembly ଆଉ parliament में election ହେଇଥିଲା
simultaneous.
State and the center.
It's a fact that both assembly as well as parliament election were held for
simultaneous
were held simultaneously. Simultaneously
in the year
in the year 2019, so far as Orissa is concerned. So far as Orissa is concerned. अच्छा आज वेल आज सीट में वेयर टाकू देवा जी वाज हो सेठी कारण आज वेल आज जी आंथिले वेयर ही था ना ठीक है
अच्छा
stop.
ये जो फॉर्म 20 with respect to 14 Kotak parliamentary constituency for the assembly segment of 90 Baravati Kotak segment. This has been called for on our application and as directed by this honorable court was produced by district election officer on 24/1/2023. Do you dispute it?
These document would have upon dispute.
Similar, my lords, this is not authenticated.
I am disputing.
That has been attested.
But my lord,
I'm disputing coach, but I am disputing the document. Document that is form 20
with respect to
bracket final result sheet.
अच्छा bracket लिख दो सेटा से form 20 टा कौन final result sheet
of 14 Kotak parliamentary constituency
14
hyphen Kotak parliamentary constituency for the segment of
assembly segment.
For the assembly constituency segment. Assembly segment 90 Baravati Kotak.
के ऊपर जो 14 और कटक लगे दियो तो ठीक है 14 और कटक गैप I am disputing the authenticity I am disputing the authenticity of the document that is form number 22 of so and so person which have been called for by this court on the application filed by the respondent
and produced by the
produced key produced produced by the district election officer
on 24/1/2023
on केबे
24/1/2023
and the same is marked as
X
by 11 नहीं सेटा लिखो
exhibit
X by 11
exhibit नहीं X by 11 stop sir
it does that. Your pleading under paragraph 7G of the election petition, pleadings under paragraph 7G of your election petition are not correct.
7G टा बात करो
70 page 16 reminder
It is submitted here that the respondent has not submitted his nomination paper as required under law in the prescribed form. He has also not filed the affidavit in form giving the true and so on so about the criminal so on so on so on so. Okay.
ଏଗୁଡା ଆଗରୁ ଯାଇଛି
ହଁ।
କିନ୍ତୁ ଖାଲି
sum up କରିବାକୁ
sum
ଚାହୁଁଛି।
up ଗୁଡା।
ଏଟା ଆପଣ ତ dispute କରିବେ ଆପଣ Mr. It's not a fact, Mr.
Yes, yes,
It's not a fact that the pleading of my election petition in paragraph 7G naida
My lord.
7 capital G lakhun
At page 16 like that.
at page
7G
हाँ sir
Yes.
G at page
16 16
so are not correct, sir.
Similarly, I put it to you that your allegations under paragraph 7H of the election petition against the respondent are not correct.
Is not a fact, my lord.
Copy कर दियो।
Reading no किसी allegation पे
हाँ,
नहीं किसी common जिनसे
हाँ ठीक है। It's not a fact that the allegations
allegations
made
Made
by me
against the respondent
made by me against the respondent
in my
election petition in paragraph সেটা হচ্ছে 7H হবে।
Again.
7H
yes.
at page number 16 and 16 17 16 and
18
हो जाए जी। अच्छा 16 to 18 कर दो are not correct, stop दियंतु मुझे आउटर पढ़ी गए। It's not a fact that the pleading of my election petition in paragraph 7G
I'm not correct
at page number अच्छा এটা हो सेटा
paragraph सब पारा कर दो हम गोटे पारा रही थी सब पारा कर दो छोटे छोटे है
अच्छा ସେଇଟା ତ ଠିକ ଅଛି ଉପରଟା ଓ ଏଇଟା ସଫାରେ କରିଦିଅ ଠିକ। It's not a fact that the allegations made by me against the respondent in my election petition in paragraph 7H at page number so and so are also not correct, ठीक है।
allegation oblique averment कर दी।
ना कहेंगे averment आते common
averment is, yes, there is,
it is applicable for all the candidates.
It is not a fact that the allegations oblique averment
हमें तो allegations पचार ले सर भाई averment
ठीक है averment
I confine only to allegations.
All right.
Your allegations under paragraph 7I of your election petition are neither factually correct nor legally sustainable.
Not a fact, my lord.
Correct. It's not
Your allegations.
Food sir पूछ
paragraph I yes
7I
7I
18 number page में
हाँ तार होची पेज नंबर 18 गोटी पेज होची ना केते
18 ରୁ 19 की दी लाइन जाई 18 and 19
हाँ 18 to 19 कर दो but
are neither factually correct nor legally sustainable.
are not factually correct
and are not correct are not factually correct
No.
are not factually correct and legally sustainable
And not legally
sustainable.
Your pleadings under paragraph
हाँ कर दियो ब्रैकेट रे कर दियो कि चलिबा 7 ब्रैकेट रे h हो सेठी भी ब्रैकेट रे g कर दियो ठीक है चलो हाँ सर
your pleadings made under paragraph 7J of your election petition are neither factually correct nor legally sustainable.
देखिए it's not a fact, my lord.
ठीक है सिया लिखा होची
page 19 खाली पढ़ page टा 19 19 पढ़
page 19 it is not a fact that the allegations should have put
नहीं এটা pleading
अच्छा pleading
বড় ভর্তি করেছে
अच्छा it is not a fact that the pleading of my election petitions
আইটা ভাইলোর allegation হবে না আইটা pleading হবে কেবল আমি এফ টাকু
अच्छा সেটা pleading কর পুরোটা allegation কହୁଛନ୍ତି কোଉটা ଗୋଟିଏ paragraph ତ 7H ଟା ଆଉ ବାକି ସବୁ pleading All right. It is not a fact that the pleading. ठीक है. से तार last टा देखूँगा ठीक paragraph रहिला ना नहीं.
7J.
It's not a fact that the pleading of my election petition in paragraph 7J at page 19 though
Again.
are not factually correct and
legally sustainable.
are not unlegally sustainable. Sir, ठीक है.
Again. Your pleadings under paragraph 9 of your election petition are not factually correct. You had not deposited rupees 2,000 towards security for cost of the election petition.
Sir, ठीक है. तो it's not a fact that the pleadings of pleading of my election petition in paragraph केते कोजनी 9 at page के
separate paragraph for the
अच्छा हाँ ठीक है. और paragraph कर दें तो केते paragraph 122. It is not a fact that the pleading of my election petition in paragraph 9 तो
Again.
where page number
19 and 20
19 and 20 कर दो.
Are not factually correct.
Are not factually correct.
As you had
As
not
Sarah
deposited rupees 2,000
As I have not deposited rupees
2,000 towards security for costs of the petition.
For the cost of the petition
As required under section 117 of the RP Act
as required
1951.
under section 117 of the RP Act
1951.
ठीक है.
And in accordance with the rules of the High Court.
And in accordance with
rules of the High Court.
Rules of the High Court.
At the time of presenting the election petition.
At the time presenting the election petition.
Again, I would have paragraph.
120.
Copy the
additional document जोटा हमको सॉर्ट करते ले इलेक्शन petition तब फाइल करू
से दीटा कॉपी सर्व करथिले गोटे
से माने आपन सर्व करथिले.
हां
ठीक है. देखो.
It relates to an issue.
अच्छा.
81(3) ऊपर.
এটা আজিকার ডকুমেন্ট ফাইলি লেখা বড় সিট রে মন পকিব সব. হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে.
সেটা বিফোর উই লিভ উই উইল এনশিওর ইট.
রহিଯିବ.
ଦିଟା ଜାଗା ଆଣିଛନ୍ତି ତ ଆଗେ ଥ୍ରୁ ପ୍ରୋସେସ ଅଫ କୋର୍ଟଟା ଦେଖାନ୍ତୁ.
ବାଇ ସ୍ପେଶାଲ ମେସେଞ୍ଜରରେ ପଠାଗଲା କୋର୍ଟ ସମନ
ଏଇଟା ଆପଣଙ୍କ କପି
ଏଠି ଆପଣ
attested as a true copy in every page.
ପ୍ରତ୍ୟେକ ପେଜରେ ଆପଣ attested to be true copy of the election petition ଉପରେ ଦସ୍ତଖତ କଲେ. ପେଜ 1 ରେ କଲେ ଏଟା ଆଡ୍ରେସ ଷ୍ଟେଟମେଣ୍ଟ ରେ କଲେ. ପେଜ 1 ରେ କଲେ
ସବୁ ପେଜରେ ଦେଖେଇ ଦେବେ.
3 4
ওই ଯୋଉ ଅନ୍ୟ ସାକ୍ଷୀ ଗୁଡାକର ଇଏ ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି ଏଟା ଆଜି କଣ ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି?
Election petition which was sent through for summons along with summons.
Process of court.
8
One process of court, one by speed post.
10 11 12 13 14 15
ତିନିଟା ଡକୁମେଣ୍ଟ ମୁଁ ମାର୍କ କରିବି ଏକ୍ସିବିଟ୍. ଗୋଟେ ଥ୍ରୁ ପ୍ରୋସେସ ଅଫ କୋର୍ଟ, ଗୋଟେ ବାଇ ସ୍ପିଡ୍ ପୋଷ୍ଟ, ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟେଡ ଇନ୍ କୋର୍ଟ. ତିନିଟା ଯାକ ମାର୍କ କରିବ. ଆଉ ସେଇ ଯୋଉଟା ମୁଁ ମାର୍କ କରିବି କୋର୍ଟ କପିଟା ସେଇଟା I will undertake that certified copy shall be permitted to be obtained and I will substitute.
23 24 ଆପଣ 24 ପେଜ ଇଲେକ୍ସନ ପିଟିସନ କଲେ. ତା ସାଙ୍ଗରେ ଲଗେଇଲେ ଚାଲାଣଟା ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ 2000 ଟଙ୍କା ଚାଲାଣଟା. ସେଥିରେ ମଧ୍ୟ attested to be true copy of the election petition କରିକିରି ଇଲେକ୍ସନ ପିଟିସନର ଜାଗା ଉପରେ ଆପଣ ଦସ୍ତଖତ କଲେ.
ମୁଁ ଏ ବିଷୟରେ କହିପାରିବିନି. ମୁଁ ଡିପୋଜିଟ୍ କରିଛି ଥ୍ରୁ ମାଇ
ଆପଣ ଦସ୍ତଖତ
ମୁଁ ଏଟା ମାନେ ମାଇ ଇଏ My lawyers have deposited this, Mr. Gopal.
ଏଇଟା ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଡକୁମେଣ୍ଟ ଆପଣ ଆଜି ଫାଇଲ କରିଛନ୍ତି
Daskat.
My lords can mark that document.
question is put to you, so that is why
matter of argument my
Yeah,
lord
yeah.
ଯିବ
No, no, it's
ସେ
all right.
ଗୋପାଳକୁ କହିছে
ନା ମ it's a ସେ ଏଇ ଜିନିଷ ଗୁଡାକ ସିଏ let it be marked ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ ଏଇଟା କେତେ ନମ୍ବର ହବ କୁହନ୍ତୁ
ଏଇଟା ହବ ଏ ବି ହବ
ଏ ବି ନା ଏ
ମିଷ୍ଟର
ଡି
ସାମନ୍ତରାୟ ଆପଣ ନିଜର ଡକୁମେଣ୍ଟ ଯଦି ଆପଣ
Sorry,
ଆପଣ ଆଜି କୋର୍ଟ ଫାଇଲ କରିଛନ୍ତି ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଦସ୍ତଖତ ଅଛି ତାକୁ ବି ଡିସ୍ପ୍ୟୁଟ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ନା କଣ
sorry, Milord. Apologies.
ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ପେଜରେ ବି ପ୍ରତ୍ୟେକ ପେଜରେ ସେ ଦସ୍ତଖତ କରିଛନ୍ତି
ମୁଁ ସବୁ ଡିନାଏ କରିଦେବି କଣ ପ୍ରମାଣ କରୁଛ କର ଆଉ
my lord
ମୋ ଦସ୍ତଖତ
ନାଇଁ,
ଟାକୁ
ନାଇଁ,
deny
ସେ
କରିବି।
ଡକୁମେଣ୍ଟ ଆଗେ ମାର୍କ କରି ମତେ ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ ସେଟା
Sir, ମୋ
ଗୋଟେ
document
ଖାଲି
ଟାକୁ deny କରିବି।
ଗୋଟେ ଜଷ୍ଟ ପେନସିଲ ରେ ଲେଖି ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ ସେଟା କେତେ ମାର୍କ ହବ ଏକ୍ସିବିଟ ନମ୍ବର
ଏ ବି and
ହଁ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଟୁଡେ ଆଇ ହାଭ ଫାଇଲ
They have filed.
they have we have
today the respondent
ଆଜ୍ଞା
today the respondent has filed the कौन सर कह दियंतु today the
Election petition.
ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଦେଖି ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ the today the respondent has filed the election petition
Election petition served through
Process of
of
अच्छा,
court
served through process of court
and
comma
by speed post
comma by speed post
ଆଜ୍ଞା
to the respondent.
to the respondent
along with its summon and challan
अच्छा, along with
the summon of the court
the summon of the court
as well as
ଆଉ କଣ ରହିଛି
the
Copy of challan.
the copy of challan
the copy of challan
duly attested to be true copy
as a duly attested to be true copy by me
of the election petition
as a duly
by
true
the
copy
election petition
ଇଏ ତାଙ୍କର ବି ସିଗ୍ନେଚର ଥିବ ନା duly duly attested to be true copy of the election petition
by the election petition
By me.
by me ହବ ନା by me ହଁ by me and the same is by the same is marked as
exhibit
exhibit
A B
ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଠିକ ସେ exhibit A
ଏମିତି ଲେଖା ହଉ sir. ସେ summon ଟା exhibit A B the summon is marked as exhibit A B.
ଟୋଟାଲ ଟା ହେଇଯାଉ ସମନ ଟାକୁ 1 ନ କଲେ ସେଟା
ସେମିତି କରିଦିଅନ୍ତୁ
ଆଚ୍ଛା
marked as exhibit A B.
ହଁ
Summon is marked as
A B and A C respectively
ସେ ଆଗେ ଯେମିତି କହୁଛନ୍ତି ଗୋପାଳ ବାବୁ କର
ଅଲଗା ଅଲଗା ହେଲେ ଅସୁବିଧା ହବ ଆପଣ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ତା ଦେହରୁ ସେଇଟା
ପୁରାଟା ରହୁ exhibit A B.
ଠିକ
The
ରହିସାରିଲାଣି
summon is marked as exhibit A B by 1.
ସମନ ଟା ତା ଭିତରେ ତ ପଶିନି ନା
ନାଇଁ ତା ସାଙ୍ଗରେ
ଅଛି ଉପରେ ଅଛି ଦେଖିଲେ
ଉପରେ ଅଛି
ଆଚ୍ଛା ତାହେଲେ ସମନ ଟାକୁ ସେଠୁ କାଟିଦେଲେ ହବ
ଗୋଟେ ସେଣ୍ଟେନ୍ସ କଲ କାରଣ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଉପରେ ଆପଣ ଦେଖିଲେ process of court and by speed post and ସେଠି କରିଦିଅନ୍ତୁ and by speed post ତେଣୁ ଦିଟା ଡକ୍ୟୁମେଣ୍ଟ ଟାକୁ ଆଗ A B and A C ହେଇଯାଉ ତାପରେ ସମନ ଟାକୁ ଏଟାକୁ ବାଇ
ନାଇଁ ସମନ ଟାକୁ ତ ତା ଭିତରେ ଆଉ କାହିଁ ପୁରେଇବା ଆପଣ ଯଦି ସମନ ଟା ସେପାରେଟ
along with the summon ସମନ ସହ ସେ ପଠେଇଛନ୍ତି ଆମ ପାଖକୁ
ଆଚ୍ଛା as well as
same are marked as
today the respondent has filed the election petition served through the process of the court and by speed post to the respondent along with summons so and so duly attested by the so and so this is by me पर stop दे दियो stop दे दियो the election petition served through process of court is marked as election AB and the summon of the court is marked as attached
on the
there
top of the election petition
attached there with
attached therewith कर दूँ तो attached therewith is marked as exhibit
A B by 1
exhibit A B by 1
and the challan
appended thereto
He marked as
is marked
exhibit
as exhibit
AB
AB by 2.
2.
Authority Pardava. Today, the respondent has filed the election petition served through process of court and by speed post to the respondent along with the summons. Ace would summons of the court as well as the copy of challan duly attested to be true copy of the election petition by me. Stop. The election petition served through the process of the court is marked as exhibit AB, comma, 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 and the summons of the court attached therewith is marked as exhibit AB by 1, and the challan appended thereto is marked as exhibit AB by 2. ठीक है.
Simply, I would election petition served through by
पर
speed
कर
post.
देना.
नहीं, ठीक है, सब पर. The election petition
सब पारा कर दियो. हाँ.
সেটা কপি করে দিন,
Copy कर दियो.
খালি বাই স্পিড পোস্ট হবে লাস্ট লাইনটা আগে, লাস্ট লাইন বাস বাস
नहीं जान पूरा नहीं
পুরা
जान.
নেই যান।
The election petition served through
সব বাই স্পিড পোস্ট
served by speed post कर दियो. সেটা কাটি দিয়ন্তু is marked as exhibit কেতে হবো? AC. আচ্ছা, AC. Summons of the
AC by 1 সব ঠিক আছে।
AC by 1 ঠিক. Challan appended there to AC by 2. ঠিক
ক্লিয়ার হয়ে গেল।
হ্যাঁ, ঠিক আছে.
তারপরে the original election petition
ওটা সব করে।
সব করে.
The original election petition
available in court record be marked as
এটা ଆପଣ
সেটা অর্ডার করদেবে
along with the challan.
along with the challan.
এটা already order ହେଇଥିଲା, already I think my senior has taken already earlier order ହେଇଥିଲା to take the copy of, and on the basis of that they had also filed an application earlier.
ଯଦି certified copy available ଥିବ ତ file କରିଦେବେ. The original election petition available in the court record is marked is marked as কেতে হবো সেটা
AD
AB করে দেন.
AD
D for Delhi. হ্যাঁ,
available in the court record along with its challan.
ଆପଣ ପୁରା ଚାଲାଣ କୁ ସେପାରେଟ ମାର୍କ କରୁଛନ୍ତି?
ନା AD ହେଲେ ପୁଣି ତାକୁ AD by 1 କରିଦବା।
এটা ହେଲାନି. ଆଚ୍ଛା, along with the challan କର. The original election petition available in the court record and
along with the challan
along with the challan কর. Along with the challan is marked as exhibit
AD
হ্যাঁ.
and the challan is marked as
ନାଇଁ, ଚାଲାଣଟା ତା ଭିତରେ ପୁରେଇଲେ ଅସୁବିଧା ହବ. The election and the challan ଲେଖି ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ, ସେଟା ସେପାରେଟ କରି ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ, ତା ପରକୁ ନେଇ ଯାଆନ୍ତୁ challan. And the challan appended thereto ଲେଖି ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ sir. The challan appended thereto is marked as AD by 1 or AD by 1.
ଏଇଥିରେ ବି ଆପଣ ଆମକୁ ଡାଇରେକ୍ଟ କରିଦେଲେ ଆମେ ସାର୍ଟିଫାଇଡ୍ କରିଦେଇଛୁ.
Stop. 8 ଲେଖି ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ, ବ୍ରାକେଟ ଲେଖି ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ. The respondent has to produce
ସେଇଟା ଆମେ ଦେବୁ.
the certified copy of the original election petition, so also the challan. He has to produce the certified copy.
Which shall be after production substituted in court record.
Acha, which shall be substituted on its production code.
Numbers.
Stop.
original election petition along with challan.
Certified correct ଲେଖା ହେଲା ପା.
ଏଇ ତଳେ ଯୋଉ certified petition.
Original election petition
source
ଲେଖା ହେଲା. Source the challan.
ଦେଖାନ୍ତୁ exhibit A, D and AE.
ଏ ବି ନୁହଁ, ସେଟା ହେଇଗଲା ଏ ବି ଆଣ୍ଡ ଏ ସି।
A, B and AC.
ହଁ ଆଜ୍ଞା, ସେ ଦିଟା ମନା କରିଦେଲେ, ଏକ୍ସ ମାର୍କ ହେଇଗଲା।
ଓହୋ, ମୁଁ ଟିକେ କରେକ୍ସନ କରିଦେଇଛି। କେତେ ହବ ଏଇଟା?
ଏ ବି ଆଣ୍ଡ ଏ ସି।
If we say I have a B and a C. Thank you. ସାରଙ୍କୁ ଦେଖାନ୍ତୁ, ଏଇଟା କାହାର ଦେଖଉଛନ୍ତି? ନାଇଁ ନାଇଁ ନାଇଁ, ଏଇ ଯୋଉଟା ତାଙ୍କର ଯୋଉ ନମିନେସନ ଫାଇଲ କଲେ, ଇଲେକ୍ସନ ପିଟିସନ, ତାଙ୍କର ଯୋଉ ଇଲେକ୍ସନ ପିଟିସନ ଫାଇଲ କଲେ, ଏଇଟା ସେଇ ଗୋଟା ଦେଖଉଛନ୍ତି ତ?
ତାଙ୍କର ଇଲେକ୍ସନ ପିଟିସନ ଫାଇଲରେ ରେକର୍ଡ ଅଛି, ଆଉ ଦିଟା କପି ଲଗେଇଲେ
ଠିକ ଅଛି। ଆଚ୍ଛା, ଏଇ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆପଣ ଇଲେକ୍ସନ ପିଟିସନ ଟା ପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟ କଲେ, before the registrar of this court on 3/7/2019, ठीक तो?
High Court records, my lords.
देखा देखी ଆପଣଙ୍କର ପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟେସନ। You are personally present before the registrar judicial along with your advocate G. Agarwal and associates at the time of presentation of the election petition.
My lords.
On 3/7/2019, the election petition was filed, and I was present with my advocate, Mr. Gopal Agrawal, and his associates before the registered judicial of this court.
सर ओरिजिनल इलेक्शन पिटिशन टा ठीक देखो,
एटी अच्छी
फिर पाछी दे दीजिए।
नहीं सर देखिए ना,
डेस्कटॉप पे
अच्छी सर
सिस्टम पर ठीक है।
The received payment stamp is available in the challan.
जोटा AD1 हैला आपनकर जो चालान टा अपन इलेक्शन पिटिशन देले, एठी गोटे रिसीव पेमेंट स्टैम्प अछि।
पूरी इलेक्शन पिटिशन ऊपर इलेक्शन पिटिशन
नहीं, चालान टा देखिए माय लॉर्ड
लास्ट
पेज नहीं दीदी मैं आपको देती
तो भारी करे नहीं एटा सीटा दे दियो
अपन देख लेता हूं।
हां से देख हां से हां कोटा कहले
सर लास्ट चालान को जान
जो हाई कोर्ट रूल्स my lords जो रिसिप्ट चालान।
हां एटा तो हां 2000 टका।
हां नहीं सेते देखंतु
बटन को देखंतु गोटे
रिसीव्ड पेमेंट स्टैम्प
अछि गोटे।
हां रिसीप्ट पेमेंट हां 3/7/2019 रो।
हां
3/7
हां
आरो दिटा देखंतु जोथर नाही
देखंतु जोटा कॉपीटा सब देले आपण इलेक्शन पिटिशन संगे रे रेस्पोंडेंट को
सेटा केते एग्जिबिट हला
एग्जिबिट ए बी एंड ए सी ए बी बाय 2 ए सी बाय 2 सतरे रिसीव पेमेंट स्टैम्प ता नाही
ए बी बाय 2 आउ ए बी
ए
सी बाय 2 आधे जो चालान टा नाही କପିଟା
ଚାଲାଣ ଅଛି,
ଚାଲାଣ ଅଛି
ଚାଲାଣ କପି ଅଛି, କିନ୍ତୁ ରିସିଭଡ ପେମେଣ୍ଟ ଷ୍ଟାମ୍ପଟା
ଓ ରିସିପ୍ଟ ପେମେଣ୍ଟ ଷ୍ଟାମ୍ପଟା ନାହିଁ।
ଆଜ୍ଞା।
ଦିଟା ଯାକ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ରିସିପ୍ଟ ପେମେଣ୍ଟ ଷ୍ଟାମ୍ପ ନାହିଁ।
We will not take him surprise because he is in the dock.
No, I'm not surprised,
ନାଇଁ
my lord.
ସେ ରିସିପ୍ଟ ପେମେଣ୍ଟଟା ଯୋଉଥିରେ ଅଛି ଦେଖିଲେ ତ?
ହଁ ଦେଖିଲେ ଆଜ୍ଞା।
ହଁ।
ଏଠି ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ରିସିପ୍ଟ ପେମେଣ୍ଟ
ସେଟା
ଷ୍ଟାମ୍ପ ଅଛି।
ଅଛି ସେଟା
ଏଠାରେ ଏ ଦିଟାରେ ଏଠାରେ ନାହିଁ ବା ଏଇଟା ଏଇ କପିରେ ବି ମଧ୍ୟ ନାହିଁ। ଦୁଇଟାକ କପିରେ ରିସିପ୍ଟ ପେମେଣ୍ଟ ଷ୍ଟାମ୍ପ ନାହିଁ।
ସାର୍
ଠିକ ତ?
ଏଟା ଓକିଲ ହିଁ କହିପାରିବେ।
ଆରେ ହେଲା ଇଟ୍ସ ଆଗେ ମୁଁ ଲେଖି ଦଉଛି ଇଟ୍ସ ଏ ଫ୍ୟାକ୍ଟ। ନାହିଁଟା କହିଲା ପରେ ତାପରେ କାହିଁକି ନାହିଁ ଆପଣ ଓକିଲ କହିବେ। ଏ ତ ଇଟ ଇଜ ଏ ଫ୍ୟାକ୍ଟ ଦ୍ୟାଟ ଦି seal of the Orissa High Court inverted comma ଭିତରେ ରଖନ୍ତୁ received payment ନାଇଁ ଠିକ ଅଛି received payment ଠିକ ଅଛି received
ପେମେଣ୍ଟ
ଠିକ ଅଛି ତ କହିଲେ received payment
ସିଲ୍ କରିବେ ନା stamp କରିବେ?
the seal
ଏଟା
ହବ ନା
ଉପରକୁ ମିନ୍ କରୁଛି ପ୍ରତ୍ୟେକ ପେଜରେ ଯୋଉ ରହିଛି ରେଜିଷ୍ଟର ଜୁଡିସିଆଲଙ୍କର।
ଖାଲି ତ ରିସିଭଡ ପେମେଣ୍ଟ
ହଁ
ଷ୍ଟାମ୍ପଟା ନାହିଁ।
stamp ଆଚ୍ଛା stamp କରିଦିଅନ୍ତୁ the stamp of the Orissa High Court received payment which is available in କୋଉଥିରେ
Exhibit AD1
in exhibit AB1
AD D for
daily
1
is not available
ନାଇଁ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ
AD1 ଟା କୋର୍ଟ
ହଁ ଯୋଉଥିରେ available ଅଛି ମୁଁ ଲେଖିଦେଲି is not available in exhibit AB/2 ଠିକ ତ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
and exhibit AC/2 ଆଚ୍ଛା ଏଇ ଯୋଉ stop ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ ଆଉ ଟିକେ back କରିଗଲେ it is a fact that the stamp of this one show received payment in the challan of in the challan for deposit of money with cashier हाँ ठीक আছে এটা দিয়ে দিলাম মিস্টার অগ্রওয়ালকে দিলাম
डिपोजिशन पैराग्राफ 76 की देखा
76
76
page number 30
31
31 or 31 plus
ଏଇଠୁ ପଢନ୍ତୁ ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ଲାଇନ
it is not a fact
31
ଆଜ୍ଞା
पढ़ लेते हैं
ଆଜ୍ଞା
VGR GR case number vigilance GR case number 1991 is pending in the court of
18/1990
18 by 18 na 19 of
नहीं 18
18 ठीक हाँ 18 is pending in the court of SCJM special court of
ଆପଣ ସେଟା ଆପଣଙ୍କର ନୋମିନେସନ ଆଫିଡେଭିଟ ରେ ଫର୍ମ 26 ରେ ମେନସନ କରିଛନ୍ତି
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ହେଲା?
affidavits in forms also ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଦେଖିଦେବେ କି ଆପଣଙ୍କ ନୋମିନେସନ
ନାଇଁ ଦରକାର ନାହିଁ କଣ ପଚାରୁନାହାନ୍ତି
This Honorable Court by its order dated 3/2/2023 in IA number 4 of 23 directed the Special Judge Vigilance Kotak to grant certified copy of FIR, charge sheet, final report and day-to-day order sheet of Vigilance GR case number 18 of 91. On application, upon direction ଦେଇଦେଲେ accordingly ଆମେ ବି ସେଠି apply କରୁ. On application filed on behalf of respondent, Learned Special Judge Vigilance Kotak granted the certified copy on 15/2/2023 with a report to the following effect.
ଏଠି ରିପୋର୍ଟଟା ଅଛି ସାର୍
The
ପଢୁଛନ୍ତି ଆପଣ
case record Vigilance GR case number 1891 has already been sent to the court of
ଶୁଣାଲି
Sonali Sarita, JMFC BVSR, Byte DB number 380 dated 24/4/2019 of the code of SCJM Kotak. ହେଲା ମୋର ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ହଉଛି on the date of filing of your nomination and affidavit in form 26 on 2/4/2029
19
2/4/2019 the Vigilance GR case number 18 of 91 was pending in the court of special judge Kotak,
ଭିଜିଲାନ୍ସ କଟ
Vigilance Kotak.
ମୁଁ କହିପାରିବି ମିଲର୍ସ ଆଇ won't be able to.
ସେ ବୁଝିପାରିଲେନି ଏତେ ବଡ ଲଙ୍ଗ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଟା ହେଇଗଲା।
ଆଚ୍ଛା କେମିତି କହିବି
ଆପଣ କହିବେ
ହଁ କହିଦଉନାହାନ୍ତି ଓଡିଆରେ ବୁଝେଇ
ନାଇଁ ନାଇଁ ସେଇ ଯୋଉ ପର୍ଟିକୁଲାରଲି ସେଇ ସେ ଆଗେ ସେଇଟା ଦେଖେଇ ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ ସେଇ ଯୋଉଟା ମେନସନ କରିଛ।
ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ
ଆରେ ହି ଇଜ ଫାଷ୍ଟ ଆୱାର ରିପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟେଟିଭ ଏଠି ସିନା କ୍ରସ୍ ଏକ୍ସାମିନେସନ ଆମେ କରୁଛେ।
କଣ ହେଲା ମିଷ୍ଟର ଅଗ୍ରୱାଲ?
My senior asked, so and so case is pending. He said, I cannot say. ସେତିକି ହେଇଗଲେ ହେଇଯିବ।
ହଁ ମାନେ
On the date of filing of nomination, sir case number 80 pending. He said, I cannot say.
ମୁଁ ଯାହା ପଚାରୁଛି ତମେ ଟିକେ ଦେଖିଦିଅ
ହଁ
ବୁଝିପାରିବ।
ମୋର ଦେଖ କାହିଁକିନା it is of 2000.
ନାଇଁ 14 ନାଇଁ ଆମ ମାଇଲ ଫର୍ମ 26 ଆଫିଡେଭିଟ ଟା ମୁଁ ଦେଖୁଛି
He said, I cannot say that case was
ନା
pending.
ନା ଦେଖିଲି
ଏମିତି କହିପାରିବିନି। I won't be able to.
ଦେଖିଛନ୍ତି ଆପଣ ଏଠି
ଗୋପାଳ ବାବୁ କହିଲେଣି cannot say ଆଉ ସେ ଆଉ ଅଧିକା କହିବେ।
ମୁଁ କିଛି କହିନି ସାର୍ ସେ କହିଛନ୍ତି ଆଜ୍ଞା I have not said.
I myself have said, sir,
it's all right. What is your question?
ଏଟା ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଯୋଉଟା ଫର୍ମ 26 ଆଫିଡେଭିଟ ଟା ତାଙ୍କର
Sir, how many more questions are there?
ଚାଲିବ
So it can
ମୁଁ କହିଦଉଛି ଜଷ୍ଟ
ନାଇଁ ନାଇଁ sir ମୁଁ କହିବା କଥା ବହୁତ difficulty ହଉଛି first of all
ରେଫରେନ୍ସ
first of all ନାଇଁ ନାଇଁ ତା ପୂର୍ବରୁ 2:30ରେ ଆମର full court ଅଛି so ଆମର
ନାଇଁ ଆପଣ କଣ ଆଉ ଲଞ୍ଚ ପରେ ବସିପାରିବେ କି ମୁଁ କଣ I am aware of that.
so many things and the notice is that all the courts will rise at 2:25 2:25ରେ
ତାହେଲେ ଗୋଟାଏ କାମ କରନ୍ତୁ
କାରଣ ଆପଣ ଏଇଗୁଡାକ ସବୁ ମାର୍କ ଫାର୍କ ହବ
ବହୁତ ସମୟ ଲାଗିବ ତାହେଲେ ଗୋଟାଏ କାମ କରନ୍ତୁ ମୁଁ ତ ସାର୍ଟିଫାଇଡ କପି ମାଗୁଛି ଆଜି ଆପଣ ଅର୍ଡର କଲେ ମତେ ମିଳିବ ସେ ମିଳୁ ମିଳୁ ମତେ ସେଇ 3-4 ହେଇଯିବ। ଆଚ୍ଛା
4 ତାରିଖ ହବ କାରଣ 3 ଫାଇଲ ଫେରିବ ଆଜି କି କାଲି କାଲି ପରଦିନ ଛୁଟି
So
ଅଛି
today the problem is that
ନାଇଁ ମୁଁ ସେୟା ପାଇଁ ସଲ୍ଭ କରୁଛି ଆପଣ
ଆପଣ assurance ଦେଇଥିଲେ
ଆଜି ସାରିବି
ଆଜି ସାରିବେ
ଆଜି ମୁଁ ସାରିବି
but the thing is that after lunch the court has
ତାପରେ ବି ମୁଁ କହିଥିଲି ଯଦି ମୁଁ ସାର୍ଟିଫାଇଡ କପି ପାଇବି ଏବଂ ଏଇଟା ଇଏ କରିବି ଭେରିଫାଏ କରିଦେଲା ପରେ ମତେ ଆଉ 1 ଘଣ୍ଟା ପାଇଁ ଦେବେ ସେଟା ମତେ 10 ତାରିଖ
ସେଇ ଯୋଉ 1 ଘଣ୍ଟା କହୁଛନ୍ତି ସେଟା କୋଉ ଦିନ
10 ତାରିଖରେ
10 ତାରିଖ
ଆଜ୍ଞା 10 ତାରିଖ
ହବନି ମିଲର୍ସ।
ଆଜ୍ଞା ତାପରେ these are their documents.
7-8-9 ଛୁଟି
ଦିସ୍ କ୍ୟାଲେଣ୍ଡର ଏପ୍ରିଲ ମନ୍ଥ ଏପଟେ 1 ତାରିଖ 2 ତାରିଖ ଛୁଟି ଅଛି 3
7-8-9 ଛୁଟି ଅଛି
3 ତାରିଖ
ଦିନରେ ଆମେ ଆପ୍ଲାଏ ଯୋଉ କରିଛୁ
ସାର୍ଟିଫାଇଡ କପି
ଆଜି
ପାଇବୁ
ବି ପୁଣି କେତେ ଏକ୍ଜିବିଟ ହେଇଗଲା
ତାଙ୍କ ନିଜ ଡକ୍ୟୁମେଣ୍ଟ ର ସାର୍ଟିଫାଇଡ କପି କଣ ମୁଁ
ଆପଣ
ବୁଝିପାରୁନି।
ଅର୍ଡର କଲେ ବି ସେ ହଲୋଗ୍ରାମ
ଅର୍ଡର ସିଟ୍ ଆଗେ ବାହାର କରନ୍ତୁ all right
4 ତାରିଖରେ ମିଳିବ ତେଣୁ 5-6 ଆମେ ଏକ୍ସରସାଇଜ କରିଦିଅନ୍ତୁ 7-8-9 ଛୁଟି ଅଛି 10ରେ ଆମେ ଛାଡିଦବୁ
ଏଇଟା ଦେଖାନ୍ତୁ the matter is taken of 31/3
ଆଜ୍ଞା ତାଙ୍କ just before your lordship
no today
these are his documents.
today it is no time Mr.
No ଆଜିକା ପାଇଁ ଆମେ କହୁନୁ these are his
there was
documents.
an
What exercise further exercise certified copy पाइबे
कानून को today there is no time after
no
lunch.
today my lord certainly
And
not
we have already
Monday
Milos Monday 3rd
2.5 hours it has already
my lord
the election person is all right it is election cross examination so and so with the so and so is cross examining further cross examination is deferred to 10th of April
10th Milos I am not available on 10th
when you will be available
because I have to attend a court in Pondicherry on 10th.
When you will available, tell me.
I'm
detail.
available on 3rd, 4th, 5th.
Tell me after 10.
My lords, let it be on 4th or 5th, my lords.
Tell me
Because-
after 10.
Um,
When you will be available.
My lords, I have to check on my schedule.
Say date page 10th for jebe kobe date page do. That's all. Yes. All.
My lord, সেটা এখন অর্ডারটা
Yes. What order?
সার্টিফাইড কপি আমি করব আমাকে মঙ্গলবার দিন
The certified copy se jo lekhichan di seta
all the
lekhi
certified copy
we applied and that will be supplied.
supplied by date
10th
ওটা ইনস্ট্রাকশন থেকে
ওটা ডেট দিলে
What is 11th
মঙ্গলবার
October?
4 তারিখ দিন আমাকে বুঝ দেব
11 তারিখ কোন? Sorry.